Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just truly probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Probably Pablo in the Big O Show. Oh, on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know. Culture, Probably Pablo, now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Russell Gary. Yeah.
We are ready to rock live from Toyota of Hollywood, like we are every single Thursday out here having some fun. Hope you all are doing well out there. Thank you as always for tuning in. Come on by and say hi. Today we're, I guess, a little early today, Bill. We're about 8 minutes early today. Ian from Brooklyn is already on the board, so he's the first on the board, my man. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful Thursday out here at Toyota of Hollywood. A lot of things to talk about today.
Race to get in, huh?
Huh?
Race to get in.
Yes. The race to see who's first, and because it's love. The beauty of being able to do this, we could kind of move around a little bit if we have to, like yesterday. And I appreciate all the folks that floated over with us later in the afternoon, because obviously I had a long Tuesday, so I had to sleep in. I didn't really get to sleep a ton either, because I had a meeting in the morning that I had to do, so I had no choice. So either way, it just, the grind continues one way or another, but we're blessed.
Technically, your Tuesday rolled into Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, it overlapped.
It's just
this is if you were working on the dock for me back in the day.
Yes.
One day goes into the other.
Yes. And so I'm watching a little Atlanta and Cincinnati here. I got that on. Cincinnati actually just scored in like the 75th minute. Atlanta's playing with 10 men there. So listen, we haven't had sports for 4 months. I have loved this MLS tournament, bro. It's been awesome to be able to watch games every day and watch multiple games every day. It's been awesome, man. And it's a lot like the Premiership, where you're seeing games every 5 days. It's like Pulisic played on Saturday and then played on Tuesday again. And it's like, okay, and every time Pulisic plays, and he scored. I mean, he had a beautiful pass in the box. Did you watch that, the game on Tuesday for Pulisic? The pass he made in the box, which was just a thing of beauty, man. It was awesome, man. So good stuff there. So lots of things to talk about today on the program. A bunch of, we could start off a little bit with yesterday. That story came across where Nick Cannon posted and said some stuff on his podcast that was anti-Semitic. I don't even want to read it because it's disgusting. You know what I mean? And remember, I had a rant about 2 weeks ago that I said minorities cannot contribute to the hate. You know what I mean? If we're fighting hate, you can't go on. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but did you see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's tweet? Bill, did you see it at all, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
No, I did not. Well,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar tweeted out, and I retweeted it and addressed it to Nick Cannon, actually. I put, yo, Nick Cannon, listen to the legend. You you could learn a lot. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says, it's so disheartening to see people from groups that have been violently marginalized to do the same thing to others without realizing that perpetuating this kind of bad logic is what perpetuates racism. And, I wanted to get into it just because Dwayne Wade, look, I'm not going to put any heat on Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade thought he was retweeting what a friend did. I've done that myself, where I kind of, casually read the front of it, and because I trust the person.
You take it for granted that the person, right?
Is doing something
exactly.
Right. And so Dwayne did not know what Nick was doing, and he got up. Dwayne's guilty of stupidity. And guess what? I'm guilty of that like 10 times a day. Okay? So I'm not here to pick on Dwayne, because I know Dwayne Wade's not a hateful person. That I know. But Nick Cannon is. Nick Cannon's a racist. I mean, an anti-Semite. And he was spewing bias and hate. And he's an idiot for that. You know what I mean? Because that's not the way we're going to get anywhere whatsoever. And when Dwayne Wade retweets it, he then puts himself in some serious hot water with the Jewish community, and especially the Jewish folks that live here in South Florida, his, hometown, and the place that has embraced him. And obviously he got on it right away, apologized profusely, and, I'm good with Dwayne Wade. I got no issues with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade did something dumb. That's all. You're guilty of it, right? I know I am. I know I'm far from perfect, dude. I do dumb things every day, okay? And my wife reminds me all the time. So, and she's, normally right. So it happens, but I thought, watching Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and others, and this is what I've been talking about too, and then Nick Cannon comes out and apologizes. And I want to remind Nick Cannon that there's no difference with Nick Cannon and Karens. Okay? You know the Karens that are out there, right? Spewing all kinds of hate. And then when you see the Karen notices her on television and everything else and the reaction, the Karen comes back with an apology, right? That's Nick Cannon. There's no difference. It's the same thing. What, the sexes are different, the colors are different. It's the same individual. Okay? No difference between Nick Cannon and Karens. Let's get that straight. And that's where we've got to turn the page, dude. Look, you can have an issue with a specific individual, but because that individual's sex, sexual preference, religion, color, nationality, you're not going to then paint the same brush for everybody that's of that person's ilk. That would be unfair, and that's exactly what Nick Cannon did. And if Nick Cannon had problems with a specific person and they happen to be of Jewish descent, wow, we got bad everything, dude. There are bad Catholics, there are bad Protestants, there are bad Baptists, there's bad Jews, there's bad everything. In every religion, in every nationality, in every color, in every sex, we got bad people. But you can't then label everybody else. It's like the president. We're fighting for Black lives, and he's trying to pick on the Black Lives Movement organization. And if he doesn't like somebody or something there that they did, that doesn't represent all black people. And we're supposed to be fighting for equality. If you have issues with somebody that's gay, right, you're not now going to label all gay people the same way. Where does that make any sense? So we're all going to have our differences with different people, but you got to take it out on that one person, not on the entire group of people. That's just ridiculous. And that's why, Nick Cannon gets everything that he deserves. Every bit of heat. And again, if you're of Jewish descent, every Jewish person out there, you got the green light, man. You got the green light to be disgusted with people like Nick Cannon. Okay? That's just the way it is. That's what you've earned. And your hate came out in your talking. So your apology means nothing. Okay? It's like Deshaun Jackson. Your apology means nothing. Now he went and met with a Holocaust, survivor, which is a nice first step. I always say this about the people that are in and out of addictions, right? And remember what I was telling you? I'm consistent as hell. I told you about the former San Francisco defensive lineman that, of course, the Dallas Cowboys signed. What's his name? That idiot that's been arrested like 800 times. And he said that he wanted to be an example for everybody else. And Alden Smith, and Alden Smith said, "Oh, I've changed. I want to be an example." And dude, you've changed for what? For a couple of months? And I said it then, and I'll keep saying it now. Whether you're Deshaun Jackson, whether you're Karen, whether you're Nick Cannon, whether you're Alden Smith, I don't care who you are, okay? When you did something disgusting or despicable, and because you're, on the straight and narrow for a couple of months, you're not an example for anybody. Let's wait a couple of years, man. Let's wait 4, 5, 7 years, and you stayed clean, and you prove that you're not an anti-Semite, and that you look at Michael Vick. Michael Vick, since he got out of jail, okay, that guy proved over and over and over again that he is a changed man. You don't have to forgive him for what he did, but he proved to a lot of people, not just by serving his jail sentence, it's after how he carried himself and how he's carried himself since, that he's proven that he is a changed man. But that's years. That's when you can respect it. So, Nick Cannon, you got a lot to do to win over. I don't even know if you ever will win the Jewish community over. If they don't want to forgive you, hey, man, I don't blame them, See, I can't imagine what it's like to be part of a group of individuals that are constantly picked on. And whether it's blacks or Jews, I have no idea what it's like. Okay, I am a minority, but we can't compare. There's no compare. I mean, we could compare for what Cuban people went through on the island. That's comparable to what Jews have gone through. But I mean, outside of that, I'm saying in life in itself, everyday life, I don't know what anti-Semitism is. I can't, that's something I can't, I know it exists and it disgusts me, but I can't tell you what it feels like because I'm not Jewish. I can't tell you what it feels like because I'm not black. And I don't know what it's like that when people are constantly looking at you because you're black, or you walk in somewhere and somebody changes the way they are because you walked in. That's never happened to me. You know what I mean? So it's when you talk about these groups of individuals that have been picked on forever, okay, it's hard for them to trust. It's hard for them that once you break that trust to earn it back. You know what I'm saying? And that's what all of these individuals have to do, if they're willing to do it. It's up to you. But, yesterday, after I got off the air and I was able to kind of oversee everything that Nick did and said, and his tweets and his apologies and the disgusting video of him talking about Jewish people, and then watching the whole thing with Dwayne Wade, I kind of, okay, now I got the context, I got it all, and I'm good with Dwayne Wade. I mean, it just he did something he thought was right, and he thought he was being a friend, and he didn't realize that the friend that he was supporting was awry in a disgusting fashion, and he corrected it right away, and he should, obviously. 90th minute now for Cincinnati and Atlanta. Cincinnati leading 1-0.
To correlate Wade remember what happened with Drew Brees. And the thing about it is the amount of good that Wade has done to have this kind of a blemish. It's the same idea.
Same as
Dude,
Brees.
you've got
Great
so much
example.
in the bag
Great example.
that you've done great.
Great point.
That, bro, this little ripple is what it is.
Great
It's not a
point.
wave. It's a ripple.
Great point.
Relax.
Great point. I'm gonna treat Dwayne Wade like I treated Drew Brees. I'm moving on, dude. It's not a big deal. You're a human being. You can make a mistake. You can say something regrettable. You can say
His
something a little
mistake
regrettable. Friendship.
That's it.
That's all.
That's it.
That's all. And we're all guilty of that, by the way. I should hope so. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody at some point has gone out and put like their neck on the line,
Right.
and then had to go, oh wait, you did. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right. So I can't blame Wade for trying to be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is where I gotta give him a break here. Robert Triana says, "What's up, Big O? Was listening to your show from yesterday, catching up. Love the show and everything you stand for. Thank you, Robert." And he sends in a super chat. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you, my man. There we go. Let's see. Robert Triana goes, suddenly craving a pan de gloria. You were listening, yes. That's right. You were definitely listening to yesterday's show if you're using pan de gloria. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, 5 cents for a pan de gloria. I think about that now, and it's like that thing was giant. And for 5 cents, you know, you got like a lot of food. You know, that's what you felt like for 5 cents back in the day. Yeah. You got to go listen to the show from yesterday. NorCal, thank you for sending in Alden Smith. I appreciate you as always. Ian from Brooklyn is saying you're 100% correct on this, Big O. Well, at least I gave some things right once in a while, you know. Yeah, I saw that, Alex. Eminem said F Drew Brees in a song. Yeah, he released a new song and it has F Drew Brees in it. I saw that. Well, look, we could get some things wrong and we could get some things right every once in a while. I'll tell you what I had wrong yesterday. Yesterday when we saw the Derrick Henry deal, and I said, man, he deserves more. And I'm going like 15, 20. And I was driving home and I'm going, man, why did I say that? How running backs aren't respected. How would I be so stupid to say that? And I was thinking about that. I was going, man, I was way off yesterday on that. Like, and the Titans ended up getting a bargain at 12.5 for him because he's so important to everything that they do. And so, thinking about, I feel that I'm right about Nick Cannon and all that. Well, let's tell you when I'm wrong too. And yesterday, I'm thinking, he should have held out more. He doesn't have any leverage. He's not. And then I saw this. Okay, how about this? You want to get blown away? All right, so they sign him to a 4-year, $50 million deal, 25.5 guaranteed. Right? This is 2020. In 2011, okay, they signed their running back, Chris Johnson, to a 4-year, $53.5 million deal, $3.5 million more than Derrick Henry, $30 million guaranteed to Derrick Henry's 25.5. Now, Chris Henry was faster, and Chris Henry could catch the ball, so he was a dual threat.
Chris Johnson.
Yeah. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those deals where, and the cap was $120 million then. It's $198.2 now. Okay? So you were giving him all that money. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm going, man, I was way off on that. Like,
That is probably one of the strongest statements of the devaluing of running backs.
Yeah.
Here's the reality of it.
Yeah,
right there.
Right
Boom.
there. 9 years later, you're making less. 9 years later.
Man, if you're a running back, you know what I mean?
They got a hell of a bargain with Derrick Henry, and they can run him into the ground like Nick Saban did, and the rest is history, But wow, I saw that and it was like, Okay, and I was way off because I was saying, he should have held out for 15 or 20.
I figured they would at least get to the benchmark that Gurley had set, right? 15 million. Correct?
The old
Zeke,
contract, yes.
right?
Yeah.
That he would at least get that benchmark.
But he's not those guys because he's not a dual threat. He's those guys because he's just as impactful
on that team. That guy is the guy.
He's the most important piece.
What does he account for? 60,
almost 70% of the offense and the points and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like 66 or 68.
And nobody else.
Something stupid.
Other than McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey was in that same area.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And so yesterday, I was thinking about it. I was going, man, that position's so devalued. And now, listen, I think they overpaid for the quarterback, and eventually that'll be exposed again. But they got themselves a bargain at running back. That's for sure. Because Derrick Henry for $12.5 million, considering how important he is to your offense, there is no doubt in my mind that was one hell of a deal for the Titans.
Let me throw a funny scenario. You remember when Henry and Tannehill was hanging out, and Henry had gone to bat for him.
Right.
Pay him, blah,
Right.
Tannehill didn't come out and say anything about pay Henry. And they hang out. They're friends. They've done some social stuff. Relationship a little strained. And especially he's the guy that stirs that drink, and Tannehill's making more money than him.
I don't think it's strained because you can't blame Tannehill.
Right. Okay.
It's not Ryan's fault.
So there's
it's
no
the system.
Okay.
If anything, you can be pissed at the team.
I'm just saying the dynamic is a little strange, right?
But they hang out, so I don't think that there's an issue because they go out together. I mean, Ryan is impossible to dislike.
I'm going to say this. I hope that Henry.
I doubt anybody that hangs around Ryan Tannehill dislikes the kid.
Right. Yes.
He just looks like a fantastic kid. I just never will believe he's a franchise quarterback, but he's a fantastic young man.
I would hope, as much as Henry is the cog there, that his endorsements gets him close to Tannehill, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Because he should get more than him.
Yeah.
Considering.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Somebody's asking me, good morning, any insight into Dan Snyder's sex trafficking allegations? I don't know much about it, my man. I mean, well, first of all, I can't offer you any insight, like if I was hanging out with Dan or something. But it says National Football League, Washington Redskins, a majority owner Daniel Snyder has found himself in trouble yet again. And here's how the story goes. This time it's they're alleging for sex trafficking. The minority shareholders are apparently looking at bringing him down, citing inappropriate and terrible behavior as one of the major reasons. Although there's been no official mention of this major development and has apparently only been teased as a disappointing news by the Post, a Reddit page has revealed that the publication is all set to crack down on Daniel so that he will be forced to give up his share in the team, resulting in his removal. Allegedly, Jay Gruden, Larry Hess, and Eric Schaefer are in trouble too. Daniel has been at the center of a similar controversy back in the day when the Redskins cheerleaders were sent off to Costa Rica for a week-long trip that included topless photo shoots. In a Time story, several unnamed girls shared detailed accounts of what went down at the resort that they were put in. This was followed by a spat of accusations against the Redskins management team that they were pimping out the cheerleaders to male sponsors and suite holders. At one of my friend's shoots, we were basically standing around her like a human barricade because she was basically naked so we could keep the guys from seeing her. Meanwhile, fans are coming down hard on Daniel and possibly hoping the alleged news about him being removed from the team comes true. It's been the worst run of sports franchise in 20 years, and the one man to blame, I'm sure it's awful, a fan wrote. I can't imagine literally anything short of Dan Snyder single-handedly running the Wayfair sex trafficking ring out of a ref's locker room in FedEx Field that could make the organization look worse than they already have for years. Meanwhile, other users on the internet wondered if the article would be about the alleged involvement in sex trafficking. As one user wrote, Dan Snyder was sex trafficking? Yeah, I knew he was unlikable, but I didn't think it would be that extreme. Again, it hasn't come out yet, because the Post kind of teased it, and that's the story, and I wanted to read it for you guys that's out there. Nothing's been proven yet. First of all, I hope it's not true, right? Because no woman should be put through anything like that, or child, and we know that it happens, and it's disgusting. And obviously, we went through the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, and now his counterpart is in jail now. I don't know. I can't answer it. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about this. It's disgusting. It's gross. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say I hope it's true so they can get rid of Dan Snyder. That's.
I'm willing to bet all the Washington Redskin fans are.
Yeah, but
just to get rid of them.
I don't want to say that because
right.
then that means
That women,
there were
yes.
women that were
Obviously.
sexually abused, and I don't even want to think about that. Okay? As a father, as a husband, I don't even want to think about that. You know what I mean? So I hope it's not true. If it is true, obviously, forget about selling the team. Do not collect, go. Let's take you to jail.
Criminal, yeah.
All right?
Yes.
Let's park you right next to that bitch that's in jail, too, whatever her name is. Anyway.
By the way, bond withheld because of the potential of her fleeing and the
yeah?
amount of money she has. Yes, no bond for her.
They gave her paper clothes.
Really?
She has paper clothes on.
Well,
She can't hang herself.
the reason that they give people special outfits supposedly there is because your classification, the risk.
I mean, the same people that killed the guy are going to try to kill her. I mean, come on.
That same group, yeah, to
Of
not
course.
prevent anything from getting out.
Yes. There's no doubt about
No
that.
leakage allowed.
No doubt about that. You know? Anyway, so I have no insight, but it's a disgusting story, and I hope it's not true. That's all I can say. I just hope it's not true. And if it is, the last thing I'm thinking about is the team. You know, that'll be taken care of. I just hope that he gets what he deserves, you know, if there's any truth to it.
If this is true, think about it. The usage of your cheerleaders for promotion and stuff like that, everybody will be looked at, and everybody will do an internal, like, are we using them right and not putting them in a bad place?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ryan Tannehill is impossible to dislike. Miko Grimes is laughing somewhere right now. That's a good one, Matthew. NorCal says, wow, money hides horrific crimes. NorCal, come on. That's not news, man. That's been going on for thousands of years. Power and money, they hide everything. Super Boom Shack says, you mean Hillary? Hillary, Bill, whoever had him killed, bro. You know? Who knows? Plenty of people associated with that guy. So who knows if it was...
yeah, all the pictures that he's got with people. Man, it's the who's who of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Trump was with him, too. So, I mean...
Yeah.
It's just that guy had access to everybody, man.
The Crown over in London.
Yeah,
you
oh,
know?
the
Prince
Duke.
Edward.
The
yeah.
Duke.
Yeah.
No, not Prince Edwards. Don't do
No?
that.
No?
No,
Who is it?
I forgot the name of the Duke. But it's not
what's the guy?
Edward. I don't think it's Edwards.
You sure?
I don't think so. I think it's another guy, Duke something, Duke of something. I don't know. I forgot the guy's name, but at the moment. But yeah, he's hiding. He's another guy that they've got him. Well, because they've got the girl that says she had sex with him. That's the thing. She's already come out and said, I had sex with him.
Oh, the one that was on the plane and everything.
Redheaded blonde. That they show.
I'm sorry,
they show
Prince Andrew.
Prince
Andrew.
It is Prince Andrew?
Yes, that's what
Wow.
I'm saying. It's up.
It is Andrew.
It's supposedly she flew over on the plane, and when they're trying to discredit her, supposedly they've got like 15 flights with her. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you didn't know this girl, but yet she flew with you on your private jet 15
Oh, yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like, come on.
That girl's not going to have to. I mean, give me a break, dude. She's not going to be lying about something so disgusting. She doesn't want to put herself through that hell. You know what I mean?
The thing that I hope is
and she's
that
doing it
for the victims, that they get their day in court, because what happened with it, they didn't get their day of justice.
Yeah.
They deserve some finality, some closure, some justice to somebody somehow, some way.
I can't imagine these people that have to go through all of that in a court setting again and live that
Some
hell.
strong individuals, right?
Yeah, no, incredible. A lot stronger than I am. That's for damn sure. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105. My man RVA Richmond says, good morning, Big O. Keep your ears open for news in my area in reference to Washington. Larry Michael resigned, local play-by-play guy. There are rumors someone in the organization might have been involved with Epstein, slime ball stuff. Yes. Well, we'll see if it's all. Listen, the Epstein thing, if they get her to talk, it's going to be ugly.
Considering the people that we've seen, just the pictures.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised where the tentacles would lead from that guy. I mean,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because the people that he was hobnobbing, these weren't just actors. We're talking world leaders.
Everybody.
Yeah.
He had access to
man.
everybody, dude. He had access to absolutely
And one of the
everybody.
things I know specifically regarding this woman's bail being withheld was the fact that her connections within the modeling and fashion and her money and connections all over the world that she could hide. That this is a major flight risk. That's why they withheld bail.
Dude, she was in I think she was hiding in a place that was called the Hideaway or something, or like it was labeled something like that, where she was, where the house that they rushed in and got her, it had a name like that. Okay, seriously, that's how twisted the whole story is. I mean, it's as disgusting as it gets. So it is a final, by the way. Cincinnati beat Atlanta 1-0 there in a little MLS action.
Isn't Atlanta supposed to be
they're
one
good.
of the upper S?
Yes.
I mean, Seattle won the champ, but they're following, they're backing.
Atlanta won it a couple years back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. RGM is the one that built that team.
Our guy.
Right. So that's what again, it'll happen.
Things
This takes a little time.
It's to come.
Today I brought a little classic. I brought a little Strikers action. This is a Gold Cup shirt. This was actually, now that I think about it, if you watch Disney's Wide World of Sports, that field, that's where this game was at. The Gold Cup was in Orlando. And we went up there, and it was Miami FC with 3 other teams. And I forgot which international teams were there. I'm brain farting now. I can't remember. But there were some pretty good teams that were there. And that was actually a lot of fun. So every time I watch that, I think about, me going up there to the Wide World of Sports to go enjoy a weekend and enjoy a little soccer action. That was actually really cool. This is actually this is a cool jersey because it was a commemorative jersey just for that. You know what I mean? And obviously I worked with the team then, so they gave me one. And
to translate it into U.S., it would be like World Series patches or Super Bowl patches on the jersey.
Not necessarily that's special.
I mean,
there,
no, but you know what I'm saying.
Decent.
This game commemorated blah.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a good experience. I personally would love to be there. Obviously, I can't because of my, I don't want to take a chance because of my physical ailment. But, overall, that would have been a lot of fun to be there in the bubble, covering all that and watching all these games every day. I think it would be an absolute trip to be able to do that. I think that would be really, really cool. So, anyway, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. We told you about Devin White having that party. And remember, he said that he was going to tell people to wear masks and all that. Well, it didn't happen. Louisiana Trail Ride event. It shows hundreds of people partying and dancing. And guess what's missing? Masks. So, you see the pictures of the people partying, and you see so many people. And you see Devin White himself, right? And what's he doing? No mask. You see that bright smile from him? No mask. And I got it really, we crossed 1,000 deaths yesterday, right? We got 1,001 yesterday. I don't know if you know that. 1,001 deaths yesterday in the U.S.
State of Florida was disappointed. They came in second to Texas. You saw that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And 71,750 cases. And they had 935 the day before. Okay? So that now you're talking 1,936 Americans in the last 2 days. And it was 900 and something the day before that. I mean, it's been pretty bad. We're already in the U.S. right now with 298 dead. Right now in Florida for today, 13,965 cases and 156 dead in Florida. You know what's funny is that people say, how the Trumpies, they'll say, well, there's more cases because there's more testing. Somebody tell them that there's more deaths because the pandemic is worse. You don't have more deaths because you test more. You have more deaths because it's a lot worse now than it was. There's this whole thing like we want to sidestep a discussion by trying to tell you about something else and divert your attention somewhere else. And then when they tell you they test more, but then you come back at them and you tell them, dude, it's the positivity rate that's gone up. You can test more, but if you really don't have a pandemic, then it'll be at 9%, at 8%, at 7%, at 6%, at 5%, at 4%. Even if you test more. Okay? And then here's it's not funny. It's ironic maybe, or I don't even know what adjective to use. But the people that complain about masks then complain about opening businesses. Dude and dudettes, if you wear your mask and we lower the positive rate and we lower the death rate, we can open up schools, we can open up businesses, we can all make money. But if you keep being ignorant and saying, I'm not wearing my mask, then you look at the positivity rate, look at the cases, look at the ICUs, look at the deaths. I mean, it's common sense. Wear the damn mask so we can get our lives back. If you don't wear the mask, what do you see is happening? It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. And you know what? The part that pisses me really off is when people use the death of people from coronavirus as a percentage rate. The reality is it's a pandemic that if you controlled, then less people would die. It's not because you're testing more. It's more people are dying because it's getting worse. So wear a mask. The people that aren't in work and then they're complaining about a mask, that's the problem, dude. Wear a mask and then you'll get back to work. Wear a mask and you'll be able to find a job. Wear a mask and you might live longer. Wear a mask, you might avoid corona. Wear a mask, you might not give it to somebody. Wear a mask, you might not kill someone. It's pretty simple. Actually, it's not about taking your rights away. It's not about anything like that. It's about a damn pandemic that we can't control. And if Devin White is going to do stupid things like this, then we're screwed. And if you want to go protest without a mask, you're a moron. And if you want to support Trump without a mask, you're a moron. And if you want to pack a pool in the Ozarks without a mask, you're a moron. And if you want to go to the beaches and load the beaches up and stand around other people without a mask, you're a moron. You're the reason why everything closes down. You're the reason why the pandemic's gotten worse. You blame everybody else, but you're not willing to look in the mirror and realize you're the one killing the economy. It's pretty interesting. Just wear a mask. That's all. I have no idea why it's so hard. do what Bill and I do. We find stylish masks. We got to wear them. We got to wear them. Okay? You know what I mean? Didn't I say I got to find one with the under the blood red sky?
And you did, man.
And I found it. Right? So there you go.
The Maiden one. I mean, the Pink Floyd. There's a plethora of them out there. There's no reason not to have something cool.
So that's all. That's how I look at it. Okay, so if I'm going to wear it, well, you know what? I'll wear it with a little flair, a little style.
Look, problem.
This is who I am, right? I'm a rock guy, a U2 fan. It's so. Hey, I'll wear some of my favorite bands as a mask if I've got to wear this. So I'll spit this one up today, put it in the hamper, and use another one tomorrow. And that's it. And I'll try to save myself. I'll try to save others. And I was having it's funny how, and you know how this world is. Let me give you a great example of this. Or you know what? It's 11:30. Let me take a break right now. Okay, take a quick break.
Hold on. If you want to go 4 more minutes, we'll get the 45-minute out of the way.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're at Toyota of Hollywood. Come on out here. Herbie Lopez is out here. Steve Ostrov and company. They do just a phenomenal job out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Gary Thompson, Rick, Eddie, Azric Smith, Joel Rubio, Lori Rodriguez. Great people out here, man. Tell them that Big O sent you, and I promise you they're going to take care of you. Over 1,500 cars and trucks to choose from. That way you can actually pick the car you want, the color you want, the model you want, the style you want, but more importantly, the price you want at 1841 North State Road 7. It is Toyota of Hollywood.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back. Hey, just to have a little fun, Manny Machine, since you're watching and you're texting, it's always funny because, see, as a person like myself that slams both Democrats and Republicans, and I'm actually truly objective, I don't really lean to either side. Man, it's obvious when you guys do. Machine puts out Obama mask for protesters and Trump mask for rallies. Very simple. Machine, why do the protesters have to be involved with Obama? Last time I checked, he's not the president, bro. He has nothing to do with anything going on in this country. I'm just wondering, why do you have to lay blame on the protesters on Obama? Let me put my mask down. I just want to expose you. I just want to expose you. I mean, be careful what you do on this show, dude. It's a terrible look by you, dude. Terrible look. Like I see right through it. Just saying, Manny Machine. It's a terrible look, dude. Drop it, bro. Drop it. Okay? All right? This is Trump's America, dude. Everything going on here is under Trump. Don't blame Obama. Okay? Just saying. And the association, because the president's black and protesting's about Black Lives Movement, weak stuff, dude. Weak stuff. Just saying, bro. Be careful what you do on this show. You will be challenged, and you will be exposed if you're saying some stuff that's wrong. Just saying. It seems like a harmless comment, you think, but I can read right through it. I can read right through your heart, bro. Just saying.
Obama does have involvement in our country, oh. He's a citizen. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay? He's got one vote.
Wow.
Michelle gets a vote.
Yes.
The kids get a vote. That's it.
And Gus 1388 put it right there. Manny Machine, party zombie, bro. Wow. Holy moly. Wow. Holy moly.
You have been exposed.
Yeah. Yeah. As Abba Hede used to say. Holy moly. Guy associates the protesters without masks to Obama. Wow. Yeah.
A bit of a reach, right?
Bit of racism. All right, 786-322-1105. Drop it, buddy. Drop it. I hope that's not what you're doing in public like that, because you just did it and woo! Wow. Yeah, Manny Machine. Thank God. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can get in on the YouTube chat board. Just be a little smarter than Manny Machine. And you can also reach out to us on the Super Chat. Many ways to reach out to us on the program, even if you're not objective, which is always a beautiful thing. What else do we have to talk about? Ed Ogeron. The meathead is a lovable person, right? Gronkowski is the guy that is lovable. He's a meathead. He's always having some fun. But I don't think that as much as us Dolphin fans dislike the Patriots and hate them and we want them to lose every game possible, them, the Bills, and the Jets, we all know that. That's in our DNA. But Gronk is one of those guys that's really hard to dislike, even if he's on the Patriots. Am I right? And I know he's part of the Bucs now, so relax for any of you. Hey, do you know he went to the... I know. I'm just saying. And what I'm saying is, even when the meathead was there, he was likable. You know what I'm saying? And Ed Ogeron is the likable meathead. He's the likable, just guy that is a grunt. You know what I'm saying? And Ogeron comes out and says that we need to play during this pandemic. This country needs football. And it's really nice to say that kind of stuff for him because he's the football coach. He just won the national title. LSU Nation is at an all-time high. And I get that some of these guys feel like their sport is what's going to heal the country or something like that. And I just want to tell Ed Ogeron and any other meathead out there that actually thinks anything like this, the country is not going to recover or do anything better because of football. Okay? People are still going to die if they don't put on a mask. And if you have football games and somehow or another your crazy ass self thinks you're going to let fans in. I was watching a USL game yesterday. USL is soccer, by the way, for those of you that don't know that. It's like the AAA of soccer in this league, in this country. It's right under the MLS. And they were playing the championship yesterday. And there weren't a lot of people in the stands, but there were people in the stands. And a lot of them weren't wearing masks. And if you're going to continue to contribute to the problem, we don't need you trying to help us in society because you're setting us back. I don't know if you saw it, but the Atlanta governor just reversed on like 15 counties in that state. I'm sorry, the Georgia governor in that state in like 15 counties reversed wearing masks. In the middle of the height of the pandemic, he's coming out and continuing to politicize it and saying don't wear masks to 15 counties, which is ridiculous. They should all be wearing masks everywhere. That way, the spread doesn't start anywhere else. That's like the idea. I was watching some news in Australia. I love YouTube. You can watch so many things. And they were talking about how they're trying to control certain outbreaks and things like that. And this is going on everywhere, man. And we got to be and Ed Ogeron, again, the lovable meathead. But football's not our answer. Responsibility is our answer. And football, all it's going to do is spread it even more at this point in time, Ed Ogeron. Do you understand that more people are testing positive because it's spreading? More people are sick. That's why there's more people in hospitals. More people are dying. And this is what we've been telling you for weeks now. The cycle is you got the idiots out there without masks, spreading it all over the place. They start getting sick, and guess who they give it to? Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and then the death rate starts to go up. So we got the people polluting the streets. Then the next couple weeks, we got the ICUs and the hospitals starting to fill up. And then the next phase is the people that were trying to stay away get killed because son and daughter bring it home and give it to everybody else. And so now the death rate is going up. And again, I can remind you where we're at right now as a country. And it's only 11:44 in the day. 298 deaths right now. Okay? And we have a large portion of those 298. We have 156 out of the. We have half of the death. We have more than half of the deaths in this country right now in our state. There's no way of answering this. It's like it's absolutely nuts. And Ogeron, oh yeah, we need football. Yeah, this country needs football to heal. No, it needs a mask. That's what it needs. I mean, give me a break at Ogeron. Come on, dude. Get smart. Let's see. Big O, what name would you change the Redskins to? You know, Christopher, I've had fun with names of teams and stuff like that in the past. I'm stuck here, dude. You know, I know they've said the Red Tails, and that's fine with me if that's what they want to do. The one name that I do like, and it's not me, I didn't come up with it, other people did, is Warriors. I do like it because you can go from Redskins, and we know that the American Indian was a warrior. So and if you want to kind of keep something of the logo that is respectable, then yeah, I got no problem with that. I think Washington Warriors sounds awesome. I got to say, Again, not me. So, Christopher, don't give me any credit whatsoever. I don't know where I heard it, where I saw it, but other people said it. And you know what? Warriors is the one that I've heard. I can't come up with a better one, if that's what you're asking. So, unfortunately, I'm not the dude.
You
but
know
if
what?
you have somebody out there that can come up, you guys can you can send them in and we'll read them out. But I love Washington Warriors. I think that would be a freaking cool name. And the WW can be like, you can play with it and you can have like all kinds of designs.
Yes. You know what? You think
know?
about it, though, back in the day.
Like the Whataburger W.
Us getting with the Indians during the Revolutionary War, their guerrilla tactics, the lack of conventional back in the day, line to line, and you face off, actually doing behind the scenes and attacks and stuff like that, and not, hey, we're going to hit them from the backside. They assisted us in helping win the Revolutionary War against and get our freedom. Warrior, that would be perfect.
It's perfect.
Yes.
The American Indian is a warrior.
Badass warrior.
They're the original warrior of this country. You know what I mean? So I have no problem with warriors. I think it's a fantastic
with knives
name.
and spears and stuff, go after a buffalo, okay, and the open range.
Badasses,
dude,
bro.
What?
Badasses. Definitely. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, I guess you guys got your the Washington corrupts. The Washington, but you guys now are, you're making it a joke, okay? Oh, man. You guys are a trip. Let's see. Call of Duty 1 says, what up, Bo? What did I miss? Probably another rant about idiots not wearing masks and how they're putting our lives in danger. Everyone, please wear a mask. Yes. We did that one, too, today. Yes. There's so many examples. What can I tell you? I'm sorry, but I had to.
The end of the first half hour and the start of the second half hour.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's basically what it was. Did you guys see the guy that went after DeSantis in his press conference a couple days ago? That was awesome, okay? DeSantis is in the middle of his press conference, right? And he's talking about the coronavirus. And you know how he has that terrible spin every day? Oh, everything's getting great. And then they find like some weird stat to try to like back up their thing. And, his we're testing more, which has nothing to do with the death rate. But anyway, so there's a guy that is heckling them, and he's, pretty much stating the facts.
Calling it like it is, right?
Yeah. Let's hear from this gentleman.
But it was obviously much different.
Shame on you. You are an embarrassment. You are an embarrassment. We're getting record-breaking cases every day, and you are doing nothing. You are falsifying information, and you are misleading the public. Over 4,000 people have died, and you are blaming the protesters. You guys have no plan, and you're doing nothing. Shame on you. Shame on you. Don't touch social distance. Don't touch me. You need to leave. Shame on both of you. You need to leave. You guys are misleading the public. You have no plan. 4,000 people have died, and we're getting record cases every day. Every day. Shame on you. You should resign, Ron DeSantis. Resign.
Spot on, right?
What more can you say about that one, right? I mean, that was just so awesome. DeSantis is just sitting there or standing at the podium, and then obviously the guys come right away to try to take him out, and they did. They took him out. I retweeted his tweet, and then I thought about following him. But then I realized I saw his profile, and he's, I think, like their local leader here in South Florida for Bernie Sanders or something. I was like, okay, yeah. No. I like your rant, but, you're backing up Bernie. Give me a break, dude. What the hell's wrong with you, That kind of stuff. So I kind of had to back away that he was associated with Bernie Sanders. But I will give him, you got to give him, so you got to compartmentalize. You got to be objective about this. You got to give him love for the rant. And then, of course, you can keep Bernie Sanders, and I'm glad he's nowhere near this race.
Considering, I'm sure that they've got like a file on these guys, these groups that try to do this.
Yeah.
Subversive, okay?
Yeah.
How did he manage to get in there?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It's a press conference.
Especially with Corona
COVID.
and yeah. Come
I have
on.
no idea. But hey, I love it.
More power to him, man.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. That would be fantastic. I've heard Red Wolves. Hey, listen, whatever they want to name it, that's fine with me. Whatever the new owner decides it is, because it looks like there's going to be a new owner, and that delays the renaming of the team. You know that, right? If this happens now, let's go over this now. I just thought about this right now. That they're thinking of changing the name now. If this report comes out finally from the Washington Post, and there's any truth to the rumors that are out there about sex trafficking or whatever, you're obviously going to get rid of him right away. I don't know if his partner that owns FedEx will be the guy that then takes over. That could be. I have no idea. But I will tell you this. The renaming of the team now gets delayed because it would be unfair to the league or anybody else to take on the responsibility of renaming the team in the middle of a sale and then sell it to the new owner. And what if the new owner doesn't like the name? You know what I mean? You're buying the team, dude. You should be able to name if it needs to be changed, the new owner for the Redskins should be doing it. What you cannot do, if these allegations are true, once they do break, and if they are true, I hope not, but if they are true, then you've got to tell Snyder, yo, don't stop with the name stuff. You're not going to be a part of it. You're out. Because you can't allow him to leave any kind of legacy. The new owner cannot take over a name that Daniel Snyder left in place.
I was going to say, the sex trafficker got to name our team.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
It's a bad.
No, it's a terrible look. And it reminds me a lot of Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter took over and said, no. That Maroon 5 logo's got to go. Everything Loria's going. We're taking away that stupid thing in center field. We're changing
the
things up.
mosaic has to leave.
Yeah, and I give the Marlins credit, okay? And I thought they did a really nice job with their logo. It still doesn't beat Huizinga's logo. Huizinga's logo is one of the greatest logos in South Florida sports history and one of my favorite logos of all time. Okay, that Florida Marlins logo, for me, is one of the badass logos of all time. Okay? I think it has class. I think it looks fantastic. I love everything about that logo. I'm getting chills, actually. I crap you not. I love that logo. Okay? It means something to me, And so if you're going to do this, that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. That if these allegations are true, then you got to end the renaming stuff and let the new people take over, because that way they feel better about their team. Yeah, you get to buy the team and you get to rename. You must rename it. Not you get to rename it. It's, hey, you're buying the team, but you must rename it. And then and you know what? It's you want to rename it at this point because you don't want the headaches. You don't want to be insulting. You don't want to be disrespectful, and you are already. So now you get to rename, rebrand, and guess what? All those Redskins fans are going to buy that stuff. So you're going to make a boatload of money after you bought the team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now with all of that. Clee Torres chiming in with a little super chat. Thank you. Clee, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you as always. Dolphin logo on the throwbacks is mine. Oh, yeah, I love the old Dolphin one. Says, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Hey, guys, I hate to break it to all of you, but Biden and his policies will never fly, not to mention he's losing it mentally. Trump is going to win in a landslide. No, he's not, George. Not this time. Not going to happen, bro. People are going to come out of everywhere, and they're going to vote. Biden's a loser. I'll give you that, dude. I'm not ever going to argue that. But they're going to have change because they don't want that kind of that thing in the White House anymore, because that's not even human. You know what I mean? That thing has no empathy. That thing doesn't even know how to feel bad for people. Doesn't even know how to bring people together. So, you know, that orange thing that's there in the White House, they're going to vote that thing out, dude. There's Republicans that are already, you know, embarrassed with what's going on. You know, it gets to a point where it's, you know, come on, bro, it's evil, it's vicious. You know, Biden is not evil and vicious. He's just incompetent. He'll be, you know, and you're right. He's going to be a tool, and, you know, there's a lot of things I don't like about Biden, but we're screwed either way. Doesn't matter. It's just you're going to take the worst human being we've ever put in office out. That's all. I guess some of you don't have the balls to admit it, but that's what Trump is, dude. Trump's the worst human being that this country's ever put in office. That's all. I know.
Oh, is that all? Just that?
I mean, it's just, forget the policies and forget about everything else. It's just a terrible, terrible person. And if you can't see that, I can't help you, man. I really can't. I can't help you.
The Georgia situation with the governor pulling back the mandatory mask thing, did you correlate that to Trump showing up in Atlanta and not wearing a mask? So
He's Republican.
Like, we got to cover and whitewash the whole situation.
Yep. Hey, did you see the measures that the Dolphins are doing this season with social distancing? None of it means anything, Alex. Unless you're going to only have 3,000 people in the stadium so you can all be nice and spaced out. That's the only way. Uber says there are Democrats walking away from their party. Of course, but they're not going to vote for Trump. That's the difference, dude. That's where, don't lose the objectivity, buddy. Okay? Try to be objective there. Yeah, the party's a disaster. And but they're not going to go that way. That's for sure. You can tell that it's going to be a landslide the other way. Okay?
You said disaster. I'm thinking in my head, okay, Biden's like a category 2, Trump is a category 5. Hurricane, right?
Yes.
Disaster.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. And only because we've never seen anybody so evil. You know what I mean? And a person that welcomes hate and division and and he doesn't care if the KKK is holding up the Trump sign. And it's like, it's the way it is. Big O, some stuff online. It may be fake, but what I saw made it look like he didn't want his kids going to school with minorities. Not sure who's honest anymore. Who are you talking about, NorCal? I don't know who you're talking about. Are you talking about Biden or are you talking about Trump? I don't even think. Well, Trump does have a young kid still. Biden, sorry. Yeah, Biden's crap. I'm with you, NorCal. It's the lesser of two evils, man. That's all it is. You're going to push out a knowing evil with an incompetent that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And, either way, we're screwed. That's the thing. Okay? That's all. But it's sad, man. Like I said, I've voted for Reagan. I voted for Bush. I voted for Bush Jr. I would never vote for this guy. I would never. Because I never saw Reagan or Bush Jr. associate themselves or welcome, hate groups. I just never seen it. And they never, ever associated themselves with Reagan or Bush. I've never seen this. I've never seen this in my 50 years. Never. It's the weirdest thing, man. And the fact that he doesn't denounce it, it's crazy.
He actually fans that fire.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he feeds off of it. George says, I see what you're saying, Big O. Trump is a lot what you're saying for sure. I think people are worried about their bottom line money first and foremost. The economy was flying before COVID. Well, I don't know what to tell you, my brother. There's a lot more problems also on top of all of that. And we don't know where we're going to be with the economy now. Because by this attitude and by not wearing masks, we're killing the economy even more. We're burying people even more. We're setting them back. So a lot of the good stuff that was going on with the economy, Trump's helped kill that now with the way he's handled the virus. and he's allowed it to stick around. Look at where Europe is at, and look where we're at. We're an embarrassment, man. And that's on him. It's not on anybody else. That's on him. Because you could have put the kibosh on everything and said, no, everybody's got to wear a mask. We are shutting everything down. And it didn't happen. And you waited because you're looking at the stock market, and you gotta fix it right away. And there's human beings in the way. And so now you're sacrificing human beings for that. All right, 1 hour down. Let's turn the page. Let's get to hour number 2. I got a bunch of sports stories I want to get into. Let's get into a little bit more sports here, huh? Let's do that. I got a couple of stories. One football player that he's obviously a pain in the ass. We got something useless that they're going to bring back, and it's going to be a failure. I've got a couple things that some players did that are really, really classy and cool. I got some music news, too, that I want to talk about here on the program. I got a bunch of things that we're gonna talk about when we come back on the other side, right here on the Big O Show, live from Toyota of Hollywood.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. Big O Show. Big O Show.
by the way, that guy Manny Machine like disappeared. After he got called out, that's it. You know,
like a dog tucking his tail between his legs and tail it out of here.
Whoa, he read right through me. Oh, I'm out of here. Whoa. Yeah. We'll do that on this show. We will do that. How long will the show go today? Trebor, I have no idea, my man. Trebor Salvador. This is the first time I read your name on the board. Thank you, Trebor, for listening. I never really know how long the show goes. I could do 2 hours.
Yes, we do. About that long, about that time.
Right. There you go. He's right. That's right. I never know, man. 2 hours, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. I mean, I've done it all. I don't know. We do 5 hours on Friday, maybe even more than that sometimes. So, Trebor,
We've done an hour and a half segment. One segment.
Yep.
1.5 hour.
Yep. So, it's crazy, man. So I will say that, no doubt. What can I tell you? All right, 786-322-1105. I just found out about you having this, a longtime fan. Oh, really? Yeah, well, that happens almost every day. I get a person that trickles in and says, hey, I didn't know you were doing this. And we've been doing this now for 10 months, I think, or 11. I think it is 10, right? 10, right?
Since August, yeah.
Yeah, so late August we started, and we've been doing it since there.
We're a couple days from 11 months.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, technically. So we are on pace and for the first year, which is pretty cool. But we get that a lot, Trebor, that a lot of people, have found us, and because obviously your choices on local radio are very few now. They have very few live shows. I mean, that's a company that's on the brink of bankruptcy. I think they can't even pay for fill-ins anymore. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. They have very little talk shows, and obviously the few that you have, they have to follow certain guidelines, and they can't say things about their own team and all that. So it's really, man. It's turned into terrible radio. It's just part of the game, unfortunately.
Here, I'm looking at August last year, and basically we were there that Friday, August 23rd. But you did do something. It was either on the 20th or the 21st. The 22nd, Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
But, our first location, Hialeah, 23 August.
Yep. So it'll be soon. It'll be a year. So
6 days, 7 days, depending.
Trebor, thank you and appreciate it, and spread the word. We always tell you guys, because this is you got to either download it, which is where the major part of our audience is on downloads. After we do this, Bill podcast it. Philippe puts it on YouTube, and a couple of individual segments will go up on YouTube. And then a lot of people, listen to us after we're on, not live, but obviously we have our live audience that always joins us every day. And we always appreciate all of you out there, as always, for joining us here on the program. We love you all, as always. So Trebor, welcome to the family here, the live family, which is a smaller, tighter family every single day, which is always a beautiful thing. Gus 1388 says, drive-by zombie machine. Yeah, no, he the poor guy disappeared. I was like, whoa, he saw what I really meant. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep. What can I tell you? All right, let's see. Let me ask you guys something, okay? Because we got so much to talk about here on the program, and so many things. One guy that is constantly in the news, and probably for sometimes personally, at least, for the wrong reasons, personally, is Aaron Rodgers. And did you guys hear about Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick breaking up? They broke up. So apparently she unfollowed him and all that stuff. And they say that the Packers superstar Aaron Rodgers has been dating the driver since 2018. He even confessed his love to the former Indy driver in an Artful magazine. Now it seems it may be over. Danica is no longer following him on Instagram. They haven't posted any pictures together in a while. And you figure with Rona, Rona, you figure you're hanging out with the people you love, right? And, well, there are no pictures with those two together. And if it looks like they broke up again, listen, none of us are perfect, okay? A lot of us have trouble finding people. A lot of us have trouble getting along with other people and finding that specific person. And sometimes you're alone forever, or sometimes you're in and out of relationships. But Aaron Rodgers is the guy that fights with his parents, right? And he's had, a few different, high-profile relationships, and they don't last. And I got to say, it starts to look like Aaron Rodgers, my man, you may want to, adjust however it is you carry your life, because that guy can't keep a relationship at all. Aaron Rodgers must be one major pain in the ass behind the scenes. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he's had some nice women with him, and it's, it's like, okay, you can't, and then your parents.
I was going to say that's the longest, closest relationship you have, and you can't somehow amend it.
Yeah.
Mend it, get it fixed.
I can understand if you have problems with one of your parents, because that happens with kids and parents all the freaking time. I hate to say it, but it's almost normal. You know what I mean? It's not abnormal to find a kid that doesn't get along with one of their parents. It happens. But both your parents, like you avoid your family, that's weird. That's when I find it weird. When it's the family. I think he doesn't even get along with his brother either. It's weird, man. It's just one of those where it just like, okay. That's what I'm saying. If he didn't get along with a parent, hey, man, that happens. It's normal. I hate to say it, but it happens a lot. But I don't know, but this guy must be behind the scenes impossible to live with. Okay? That's all I can say. Impossible to live with.
What's the insurance company? Is it State Farm?
Yeah, Discount Double Check, State Farm, yes.
I wonder how he gets along with his agent.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that would be both his personal agent and his State Farm agent, because they're both in the commercial.
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, wow. So, ladies, if you happen to be available and Aaron Rodgers comes knocking, just remember, enjoy the ride, but it's not going to last long. That's all.
Take you to Paris.
Right. Yeah, you'll go to Paris. Although he took a picture like way away from the Eiffel Tower. It's like
he didn't pull a big O. No, definitely not. Yeah. And he actually copied you. That was post you.
I trucked him. There's no way he had dinner in the Eiffel Tower and gave Danica a wedding ring, because they're not married. So, I did. See, I did the Studley move. I took the wife to Paris. I had dinner set up at the Eiffel Tower, for those of you that don't know my story.
James Bond stash on the ring to get it up there.
Yeah, last year, March 18th was our 25th wedding anniversary. So I surprised my wife with a trip to Paris, and we went to Paris for like 5 days, I think it was. And we had dinner in the Eiffel Tower on our anniversary. And I also gave her a new wedding ring that day. Hers was 25 years old. You kind of got to get a new ring already after 25. So I gave her a new ring, which, by the way, I had to sneak it through 2 securities searches. You have 2 security searches at the Eiffel Tower. Not 1, but 2. Okay? And I had to somehow get it through, which I was able to. The guy noticed. The second security guard noticed it. I had my wife behind me. I go, no, you go first. And I had to take off my jacket and everything and put it through the thing. And then he goes, oh, there's, and so I took out, like, the keys were right. I put the keys next to it, right? And so I reached into the pocket and I whipped, and I had my wife standing behind me. and the guy's in front of me. So I shouldered. My wife could not see over me, so I took it out of the jacket. And when I took out of the jacket, I showed him the keys, but I also had the box with the ring. So he was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead." And she thinks I'm showing the keys, which I'm really showing also the ring. It's like, yo, quiet. And I was in a nice suit, and she was dressed up, and so it was, he was smart. He figured it out. He goes, yeah, these idiots are doing the Paris thing. And so, yes, we did it. So there you go. And let me tell you something. You do that. It's been over a year now. A year and a half now, almost. And I'm still getting lots of love for it. I just want you guys to know that it's well worth it. They never forget. Women, they don't forget. That's a good or bad.
Yeah, them and elephants, man.
Forget it, good or bad, right? You did something that 18 years ago, and she's going to remember everything. You know what I'm saying? She'll bring it up, too. I mean,
blow by blow, play by play.
Yes. But if you want to do that, and we also had a sunset dinner on the Seine, and that was awesome because we saw all the major monuments and all that stuff, and we were blessed too. We actually took a tour of Notre Dame before it tragically burned down, so we were able to see Notre Dame before the fire, which was so sad, man. And I got to tell you something. I've never felt this in a church, but in that one I did. And there was something in me that was like, whoa, this place is it moves you, like you felt something, and really, really sad that happened. Alexa V is in the house. Yes. Let's see. You know what the Bible said about marriage? Thou shalt not compete or resent, for you are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Damn, Rosendo. Holy crap, that was good, dude. That was sweet stuff. I love it. Well, we're 30 years strong. I mean, we're, married 26, but we're 33 years strong. So we hope, we hope it's forever. That's for damn sure. At least I'm hoping. Maybe my wife gets tired of me and dumps me. I don't blame her. She does. Gus says, Barry Jackson's reporting several Miami Hurricane football players have tested positive for COVID-19 and mandatory workouts were canceled Thursday. Really? Shocker. College football players testing positive for COVID? What were they, at a COVID party? Come on, man. College football's not going to happen. Oh, why wouldn't security let you bring the... No. It's not that they wouldn't let me bring the ring in. She didn't know I had the ring. So I had to kind of stash it and show him why it was setting off. Because there was, it's gold. So it sets off the damn, the machine. So they need to know what's the steel that's in there. So what I did was, here they are. My keys. Okay, I didn't need keys while I was there, but this is my nitro, right? And so I carry this wherever I go. So if I have a heart attack, this is my nitro. I have several pills in here, right? I also carry this that I haven't used in a while, which is my earpieces for concerts. So I always carry this, even though I didn't need keys in Paris. I just needed my card key. But I had to have this, right? So then I showed him the keys and the ring at the same time, right? With my wife behind me. Because I wanted to surprise my wife with the ring, okay? And so that's what I did. And so she didn't know I had the ring on me. And that's why it's not that I was afraid that they wouldn't let me in. I didn't want him reaching in and, oh, you got this ring. And then my wife's there and it's like, okay, surprise ruined. You understand what I'm saying? So it was one of those where I had to be crafty. That's all. And I was able to do it. I pulled it off. So that's the explanation. It wasn't that I was worried that I wasn't going to get it. I was worried that the surprise would get ruined. And so what I did was we had dessert. And when I finished dessert, I said, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. So I went, and I didn't really go to the bathroom. I went and got the maitre d', and I gave him my phone. And I said, yo, please, do me a favor. Can you film this? Okay, I'm going to give her a wedding ring. And he goes, oh, yes, no problem, all that. Yes, I'll do it. So I gave him the phone, and he filmed it. So I came up the stairs. I posted it on social media. It's somewhere on social media. And I came up the stairs. He filmed it, and he got me giving my wife the ring and all that good stuff. And so there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I can tell you guys that if you pull that off, your wife is going to, like, you're a god forever, bro. You're a god forever. Okay? Telling you, it is. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most romantic places on earth. Paris is just romantic. Just walking around Paris is freaking awesome. It's the second time I went to Paris when I was 18, and then I went last year, first time with the wife. And I'm telling you, you got to do it. If you get a chance, if she's worth it, then do it. Okay? It's going to cost you a pretty penny, obviously. Okay? Trip to Paris is, but the ring and all that. I'm just giving you the heads up. You got to go through 2 security checks in the Eiffel Tower. So if you want to sneak in a ring without her seeing it, or maybe you're better off, you know what? Now that I warned you, send her up first. You know what? Go ahead. I got to make this phone call. You go ahead. Go get the table for us, and boom, and then that way you don't even have to do what I did, because it might get ruined. There you go. Okay. Let's see. Saturday will be my 8th wedding anniversary. John Santos, happy anniversary, my brother. 8, many more, my man. I hope you have many, 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 many more. Alexa is in the house. All right. Let's see. Paris, the most beautiful city I've been to. Yes, it is. It's magical. It really is. The architecture, everything is just so phenomenal. Let's see. Can you tell us your relationship with Hawk and Crowder, Joe Rose? Do they keep in touch? Are they cool like you? I can't say I keep in touch with them. I got no problem with Hawk, Crowder, or Joe Rose. I'm fine with all of them. But no, we don't hang out or anything like that. No, none of that. But I'm cool with them. I got no problem with any of them. They're fantastic people. I got no problem with any one of the 3 guys. Let's see what else. Super Boom Shack says my 5th year divorce anniversary is coming up. Alexa says mine and Josh's anniversary is November 3rd, 10 years strong. Ooh, nice. You're gonna hit double digits in November. Awesome. Good for you guys, Alexa and Josh. Keep it going. That is awesome. That's fantastic. 10 years that's impressive. Let's see what else here. If there's a season, I want to see which rookies are really hungry because they have to do a lot of self-workouts this season. Yeah, but remember, Trey, it's great to see a kid in shape, but mentally, does he know where he's going? Example, Raekwon McMillan coming back from the knee injury, or in his first year, his first year he blows out his knee, right? Then he comes back from the knee injury, and then what did he look like? He looked lost. He was hitting the wrong hole. It was terrible. It was frustrating because when you watched him, it didn't look about the knee. It looked about that he was confused and he didn't play well. And obviously with the knee, I'm sure he didn't have 100% yet. Year 3 comes around and he looks a little bit more comfortable. They find a role for him. They use him more as a pass rusher, those kind of things. So you got to understand, Trey, I love your theory on finding out who is a true professional. In other words, what you're saying is Zion Williamson. Okay, he came in a little chunky, right? And did you watch him now? The 4 months off, kid worked out, looks better now, looks slimmer, looks more muscular instead of he had that baby fat, right? He was that guy that was a freak and he had some baby fat. And then There's John Morant. John Morant added 12 pounds of muscle in the 4 months he was off. That's what you're talking about. Rookies that you know that the good Lord bless them, but it's more than that for those guys. They take it serious because they want to be great players. And so they also worked on their bodies too, on top of everything else. So I love what you're saying, that we're going to see which are the guys that are personally disciplined for all of this. But remember, there's more than just conditioning. There's the mental aspect of the game. And you can be in great condition, but if you don't know how to read a defense or where you're supposed to be on offense or whatever, or who your assignment is, you're done. So kind of a catch-22. It's great to see who's in shape, but it's also great to see who can learn the playbook, who can then, pick it up as quick as possible and adjust. So it's a little bit of both. I love what you're thinking, but there's another part of it that, hey, he might look great physically, but he doesn't play that way. And we've seen those guys, right?
You hope that the dedication in the weight room transcends to the classroom.
Exactly.
The mental goes with the physical.
In baseball, my favorite team back in the day was the Phillies, not the Marlins. Before we had the Marlins, it was the Phillies.
Well, you had to adopt,
Yeah. We had a young kid they drafted by the name of Wes Chamberlain. Okay? And if anybody's out there that's watching and is a Philly fan, a longtime Philly fan, you might remember that name, Wes Chamberlain. If you want, go look up the name. Go look up the picture. Wes Chamberlain Phillies. Okay? This is an imposing mother. I mean, imposing. Okay? This is the guy that you looked at and you said, oh, my Lord, this is going to be a player and a half for years to come. Because when you talk about the all-runway team, Wes Chamberlain was on the all-runway team. Okay? I mean, he looked apart, dude. He was probably about 6'3", 6'4", chiseled. I don't know what his stats were. Let me see here. 6'2" is what he was. Big guy, man. Muscular. I mean, great-looking athlete. That you looked at him and you said, holy crap, this guy's going to be a freaking monster.
I can't miss just from looking at him.
Just by looking at him. And he was terrible. He sucked. The Heat had a kid in their expansion year by the name of Sylvester Gray. There are very few people in the history of sports, especially basketball, that can look like Sylvester Gray. Okay? Couldn't play. And yet, athletically, not too many people had his athleticism. I mean, it was a sick talent, but it was so raw. It was never. It couldn't get redefined. It couldn't get defined. It just never got there. And I don't need to tell you. Anybody that's watched sports long enough, we've seen those guys come and go in all of sports. So it's not just about the conditioning. We got to know if they can play. Do
you remember the running back, Ohio State, Carlos Snow?
Yes.
Was that the kid's name?
Carlos Snow? No, that was
what was the kid's?
Wasn't that a linebacker?
No. It was a running. He rewrote all the running back records and everything. He was supposed to be like the next Herschel Walker. I want to say.
Was it Carlos Snow?
I want to say it was Carlos Snow, man.
How come Carlos Snow reminds me? How come I think linebacker? Or maybe that's the Michigan State kid that was a linebacker named Snow. I don't know why I'm thinking Michigan State now.
You know who I'm talking about, the kid Snow, the running back, Ohio State.
I don't know. I'm thinking linebacker, not running back. I may be wrong. Let's see. Real Doll fans were Dodger fans prior to the Marlins' existence, per Dan Marino. I don't know about that.
Most Marlin fans.
And actually, Dan is, I love Dan Marino, but he's not entitled to be talking about that. He didn't grow up here. He got here in the mid-'80s, bro. He didn't grow up here. So I'm not sure how he could even say that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up here. And they were Yankees, Dodgers, Reds, Orioles, and Red Sox fans. Those were the teams. And then you had some Braves fans.
Because of it being regional close.
But it was really, 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 really impossible to find. Okay? Very few people. Most of the kids growing up in South Florida were Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Dodgers, Reds. I think that's it. Those 5. Those were the main ones that you ran into. Like me, like when I would say I'm a Phillies fan, they were like, huh? How are you not a Red Sox fan? How are you not a Yankees fan? How are you not a Dodgers fan? How are you not an Orioles fan? You know, it was one of those things. Big Red Machine. Whoo, forget about it.
Well, remember Channel 6, WCIX,
enormous,
back in the day.
Enormous back in the day.
Had Yankees games on.
Yeah.
You get to hear Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store. Do actual Yankee games.
That's right. That's right. Hey, we were at VSS West Pines yesterday. Go visit our boys at 12397 Pembroke Road. I've been telling you about their CBD products for a while, whether it's water pipes, whether hookahs. You don't want to go to a hookah bar now. Buy your own hookah. They've got them from $19.99 and up. You can buy all the hookah products there and everything. That way you're not, in a hookah bar sharing and all that. Not that those things are open. So go visit them. You get 20% off if you mention my name. 12397 Pembroke Road. Go see Jose and the folks. Tell them that Big O sent you. And you can order by phone, and it's curbside pickup. If you don't want to get off with a mask, you need a mask if you get off. 954-613-3367, 20% off. Tell them Big O sent you. It is VSSWestPines.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We ready to rock? We're ready to roll. I see a report here that says NFLPA 72 players have tested positive for COVID-19 as of July 10th, according to Kevin Patra. In a release of data termed a one-stop shop of information for players, the NFLPA noted that the number of positive tests and provided statistics on COVID-19 cases nationwide in the NFL cities, state-by-state tracking information, and other details. 72 players tested positive for COVID. It represents 2.5% of the rostered players. It's unclear, however, how many players have been tested at this point. And I doubt they've tested every player. But I've told you this. This is the sport that they get to go back home, and they're going to hang out with other people, and they're going to hang out with family members and friends and all that, and they're going to pick up COVID, and they're going to bring it back to the locker room. So I don't give football a lot of hope. I just don't. And it's going to be frustrating because you're going to start the season, and people are going to lose their quarterbacks and linemen and this and that, and oh, my Lord, it's going to be a disaster. You know, it's just I don't think it's going to work. I'd love to be positive about football, but I don't. I feel good about basketball and hockey because they're in the bubble. I feel good for the MLS while they're in the bubble. The second the MLS leaves the bubble, done. I just don't think baseball, football, college football, it's impossible. You can't leave these guys to their own devices because they're going to go out with women. You can't blame them. That happens. They're going to hang out with friends and family members. You don't know where those friends and family members have been. They associate with them. They're going to get the COVID, and they're going to bring it back to the locker room. And college players, college kids are playing COVID parties to see who catches it. I love football. I live and eat and breathe football, and I just think that it's going to be near impossible to get football going. And it's going to be a lot of frustrations, too, because so many people are going to fail those tests. And it's going to spread like it is now. You know, it's a shame. Bill, let me tell you about something that's an absolute waste. Okay? Are you ready?
What would that be?
They're remaking Fletch.
Oh, really?
Exactly, right? Chevy Chase, okay, played Fletch. Well, now John Hamm is going to produce or direct and act, produce and star as Fletch. According to Deadline, it'll be directed by Greg Mottola, set up through Miramax. The film is said to be inspired by the second book in the original novel series by Gregory MacDonald titled Confess Fletch. The film will follow the story of Erwin Fletch Fletcher as the character finds himself the prime suspect in a murder. I mean, it's all ball bearings now, bro. It just doesn't work. You can try, but you're not going to recapture the magic of Chevy Chase in Fletch.
And the face and everything, like, it looks normal. And that little stint that the wife did at Betty Ford Clinic.
Yes. Come on, man. I mean, you know, he's 6'6", 6'9" with the afro. You know, these are things that you just can't. There's no way that you're going to be able to beat the original Fletch. Fletch Lives sucked. Okay, I mean, you wouldn't catch me dead watching Fletch Lives. I watched it the first time, and it was the last time. Now, Fletch, I can watch over and over and over again. I can run into it 8 times over, and I'm going to watch it. I love Fletch.
Oh, there's Hal. Won't he be surprised?
Yeah, hey, how's the syphilis? You forget it, bro. It just, and I know that maybe to a certain extent, some of it doesn't carry over to younger people nowadays, and they may not find it nearly as funny. But I'm sorry, my old ass is going to still enjoy Fletch every time I watch it. You know, it's just one of those things. So John Hamm, the thing is Hollywood has no creativity, so they've got to bring back the old stuff and redo it, which, again, to me, I never really understand that. And John Hamm playing him, I don't know if I see him with that kind of same comedy style.
I wonder if Mr. Underwood is fitting the bill for the reboot.
Oh, Mr. Underwood.
Or no, Underhill.
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 Yeah, the Underhills. Yeah, put it on the Underhills. It's all right, on the Underhills. No problem. The Underhills.
You ordered 2 things of champagne and blah, blah, blah. Well, I knew that this is where my mouth would be.
Exactly. The blonde's a cutie. I don't know her name, but I always looked at her and I said, that's a cute little girl.
She's been in a couple movies.
Really? I don't even remember her anywhere else.
I think she was in another Chevy Chase, Modern Problems.
Oh, okay. Really?
I thought he played the love interest.
I need to watch that movie again because I don't remember.
She, gets taken with Dabney Coleman to Bill Murray's brother.
You're good because I don't remember any of that. I don't remember a damn thing from that. But again, another Fletch, just to me, that's so weak, dude. It really is. How about let's give him some props to some athletes out there doing some good stuff. Shaquille O'Neal helping out a good Samaritan on the side of the road. The Big Diesel played a big role. Shaq stopped to help a stranded driver in Florida, and the cool act was caught by police on video, according to the Alachua County Sheriff's Office. A person had crashed their car on I-75 in Gainesville area. Shaq witnessed it and sprang into action. Cops say the former NBA star, who has a home in Florida, hung out with and comforted the driver until officers arrived on the scene. In police footage from the accident, you can see the 7-footer clear as day when cops rolled up, and in typical awesome Shaq fashion, he gave the officers a fist bump. Come on, man, there's a pandemic. Elbow. Do the elbow. How about that? You crash, and Shaq is there to, console you and hang out with you. Now, the question, did he ask for an autograph when it was all said and done? And did Shaq give it to him? Did he take a selfie with him? Right, because you got to do that. It reminds me of the day that I see my friends. I'm in 10th grade, and I go in the morning. We had our spot where we hang out in the morning right before we start school. And I get there, and I tell people, hey, I talked to Dave Murray and Steve Harris from Iron Maiden last night. Get the hell out of here. You don't know. Come on. So I had the tape, and I had to play it for him. You need proof, right? This guy needs proof. Hey, I had an accident on the side of the road. Dude, Shaq stopped and hung out with me until the cops got here. Get the hell out of here. You're full of crap. Here's the picture. Right? You got to have the picture. Here's an autograph. You don't believe me? Boom. Right? I mean, he's got to have some proof. Because if not, it kind of, defeats the purpose here. So props to Shaq doing the right thing. Tyrann Mathieu, by the way, the Honey Badger, also doing something really classy, right? It's so easy for us to talk about when athletes are jerks and when they do bad things. There's Shaq. Here's Tyrann Mathieu covering the funeral costs for a 9-year-old who was killed in a New Orleans shooting. Mathieu paid for the funeral costs for a 9-year-old boy who was killed in a horrific shooting in New Orleans. Devontae Bryant was shot in the head on July 13th in a mysterious attack on a bunch of kids. 2 other teenagers, 13 and 16, were also shot, but they survived. Cops are investigating, but so far they don't seem to have any idea about why somebody would commit this horrible act. When Tyrann, who's from Louisiana, found out about the killing, he wanted to help the family and felt paying for the funeral costs would allow them to focus on grieving for their son. Young black children should not be dying from gun violence. Devontae didn't even have a chance to live his life before it was tragically taken away from him. My goal is to help to stop the violence and help my community show and empower children from my community that there's another way, one child at a time. Good stuff by Tyrann Mathieu. See, that's the kind of stuff that you got to love seeing from players. And anybody, any of us that can do something like this, that's freaking awesome. Drew Holiday is donating his game checks to Social Justice Fund. He's gonna donate $5.3 million that he's getting here in the reboot. Drew and Lauren Holiday, his wife, are making major donations and remaining game checks this season. The Pelicans guard is contributing $5.3 million to social justice causes and black-owned businesses. The couple announced the gesture on ESPN on Wednesday saying that they're starting the Drew and Lauren Holiday Social Justice Impact Fund, which will aid communities in Indianapolis, New Orleans, and the LA area. Lauren, the former U.S. soccer team member, is from Indy, and both Drew's brothers, Aaron and Justin, play for the Pacers. Los Angeles was chosen because the Holiday family is from there. Drew and Lauren met in the City of Angels while attending UCLA. Again, and I don't care how much money he's making, and because some people will tell me, oh, I posted this on social media, and some guy goes, well, Drew's making a whole bunch of money. And listen, he's donating $5.3 million. That's awesome. Okay, give the guy a lot of love for doing the right thing and helping out. He's got plenty of money that he's making, yeah. But a lot of people that are making plenty of money don't help out others. That's a classy thing that Drew Holiday is doing. I thought that was pretty awesome. On the other side, a little controversial, is Dak Prescott's brother. And I love what Tad did. That's the name of his brother, Tad. And look, I told you yesterday, this is a bunch of crap, okay? Because Jerry Jones gave Tony Romo a contract with no problem a couple of times. And Tony Romo, all he ever did was reward him with choking. Dak Prescott has been a steal of a draft pick now for 4 years. You're going to pay him the 5th year on a tag. And you didn't want to offer him a 4-year deal. You wanted to offer him a 5-year deal. And you let this whole thing drag out. I told you, optics are terrible. So Tad tweeted out, he says, there's a reason I was never a Dallas Cowboy fan growing up or before they drafted Dak. After today, who knows how much longer I'll be cheering for him. And remember, the tag is $31 million this year. It goes up to $37 next year. It becomes that much harder for the Cowboys to keep tagging him, right? And if you're Dak Prescott, you've already been disrespected to the highest level, okay? You were drafted in the 4th round, paid crap money for 4 years. Look what they did in Kansas City. And I know he's a Super Bowl champion. He's the best player in the league, but you paid him 2 years ahead. You should have paid Dak last year. And it would have been a cheaper deal for you. That's the thing about when you sign a player ahead of time, you're going to get a break because the market will continue to explode. It's not going to go backwards. Baseball will start going backwards, but not football or basketball. And so Tad tweets that out, and he's right. They're headed for a heartbreak. There's no doubt in my mind. Who's that? Was that Winger headed for a heartbreak? Is it Winger?
I think it is Winger.
There you go. They're headed for a winger.
That was actually not a bad song for
hit
wonder.
Yeah. No, that's
it's
no, it's a good song. Definitely, I'm with you. So, and the other thing I saw about that is Dak Prescott, Tad Prescott. So were their parents into 3-letter names? I know he's got another brother. I wonder what the other brother's name is. Pat in Asheville says, I got used to Fleishism when I was with a probation officer. They asked me, an intern, to knock on the door of someone with a warrant. His mom said, who? I said, Flauferden, and it worked. Okay. So what, they couldn't understand you? Is that what it is? And then they opened? Oh, you're talking about the Fletch thing. Oh, okay. Now I got you, Pat. And went over my head. Let's see. Trebor says, remember Fletch said to the woman wearing a towel, can I borrow a towel? My car just hit a water buffalo. That's right. That's right. She's a cutie, man. I am waiting for Disney to remake Gus the Field Goal Kicking Mule. Okay. I saw Winger and Bullet Boys open up for Cinderella in '89. Super Boom Shack. Nice. And Mike No Go Zone says, yes, that was a Winger song. Big respect to Drew Holiday. $5 million, a lot of money. Hell yeah, Jean-Luc. Says $5 million you and I will never see, and he's donating. It's awesome. It's freaking awesome, man. Great job by Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday is one of those guys that has always been known as a classy kid, a good leader, a good player too. He's had his injuries and stuff. That's kind of been one of the things that's kind of hurt him a little bit. But overall, he is a fantastic young man. And once again, he proves it there. UFC's Kamaru Usman calls out George St. Pierre. And I would play the sound, but whatever. It just, what for? But I was tripping out with this. Look, we all know GSP is one of the greatest fighters, if not the greatest UFC fighter of all time. I don't know if he's 1 or 2 or 3 in your book, but he's up there somewhere, right? And Usman now wants to take on Pierre. He says, right now we're tied for the record of most consecutive wins in the welterweight division. And he's considered one of the best. That's where I aim to be. So George's St. Pierre is a guy that retired a few years back. Now, he did fight a couple of years ago. So Usman says George can still do it. He proved it 2 years ago when he came back that he can still do it. I feel he's still able to do it. I feel like he's able to come in and be that opponent where people are unsure. Like, you know what? We don't know if Usman's got this one, and I think George St. Pierre can be that guy. And so then he says, where are you at, George? Where are you at? George knows what he's done with his legacy. He's cemented his legacy, which he has. And the only thing that I would say to Usman on this one is, I don't know if you really gain a lot, but you have more to lose. Because if you lose to a 39-year-old, Pierre, St. Pierre, then it ends up making you look really bad. If you beat him, you're beating a 39-year-old. You're beating a guy that's already retired, over the hill, and has only fought once in the last few years. So that's where, what is it, once in 4 years, I think it is, for GSP? That's where it's kind of a twisted thing. I get that Usman wants to kind of become the ultimate guy considered at that spot, but you had to fight St. Pierre in his peak, like where you're at. And that's where it would have been fair. That's where it would have been memorable. Because we end up with like the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight where they're both over the hill and it's not a good fight and they're both being careful and it was stealing money, basically. You don't want to get, although I know, GSP is going to fight his ass off because that's who he is, but he's 39. And that's where I look at it and I say, I don't know if that's the smart move. You know what I mean? We do want to remind you that Murias Dental, if you need, whether your teeth cleaned, cavity, maybe you need to get a root canal. I hope not, but if you do, please call Eric Murias and Murias Dental. When it comes to Invisalign and implants, they are the experts. Nobody better. I should know because I've gone through it myself. 305-821-0231, folks. Call Eric Murias. Tell him that Big O sent you. They will take care of it. I promise you, man. 305-821-0231. You can also visit them at Murias Dental on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and go to the website, muriasdental.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opa-locka, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to AccidentLawFirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to AccidentLawFirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's AccidentLawFirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Show!
back. And we're doing a little work on the car. I was adding a little feature here or there. So
every week you add something to the car.
I had to add something. Gotta add something.
As long as you don't put no big train whistle or
just
silly
mud flaps. That's all. Mud flaps. That's all.
The classic old mud flaps.
No.
With the girl in stainless steel.
No, the molding ones.
Or
the molded ones.
The
molded ones.
Roadrunner.
Molded ones.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. What's that? Keep on trucking? No. With the chick and all that. Oh no,
Yeah.
the dude that's just. It's like a dude that's sidestepping, right? That's what it was.
Yes.
Right? Keep on trucking. All right, there you go. And by the way, for Trebor and for anybody else that's new, remember, if you missed the show, you can go back to YouTube and you can watch it from the beginning, or you can download SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play. All of it is under Big O Radio Show. Big O Radio Show. YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, all Big O Radio Show. So subscribe, and we thank you all, as always, for keeping it locked here on our program and supporting us. And would love to meet you. You get a chance, come on by here when we're here on Thursdays. Tomorrow we'll be at Craig's Inn Acura, 15601 Pines Boulevard. We'll be out there tomorrow morning around 11. So come on out and join us. We'll have some fun out there as we continue and finish off the week, actually, which is always a beautiful thing. What else do I have here that I want to talk about on the program? I don't know if you guys saw this. The Rose Bowl is still going on, but the Rose Bowl parade for 2021 has already been canceled. That's interesting.
And all them rose growers are like, what?
Yeah, 2021, man. Done. It says, more bad news. The Rose Parade is officially off. The first time the event has been canceled since World War II. Now, there's still some hope for the football game will take place, even if no fans are allowed. Tournament of Roses chief executive David Eads made the announcement Wednesday morning, saying it's just too dangerous to host a parade with looming COVID pandemic. For 132 years, the Tournament of Roses has been able to bring hope and the joy of the new year to people around the world. We're really disappointed that we're not going to be able to do that again this year. And I want to remind people that this is all happening because some of you out there refuse to follow rules. I talked about it earlier. If you don't follow the rules, if you don't do the common sense stuff, we keep losing all the things that we enjoy in life, okay? I know a lot of us that are watching right now, maybe we weren't going to go to the Rose Bowl parade, but there are people that love it, that live for it, that do want to go, and this is something else. Just like me, I love concerts. I can't do any concerts. Why? Because there are people out there that are still not wearing a mask and spreading this damn thing. Listen, what more do you need? I don't think any more proof you need to know. You're spreading it, and you're doing a terrible job because you're setting the rest of us back. You know? Weird stuff. Let me get you a little music news. You guys know I love talking little music news. First of all, in music history, let's go over this. In 1966 on this date, Eric Clapton formed Cream with Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. Pretty big day in rock and roll history with those guys getting together. Deep Purple. In 2012, former Deep Purple keyboardist John Lord passed away at the age of 71 of cancer. Worst part about that is obviously passing away of cancer is terrible. But one of the things I hated was Deep Purple was then inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a couple of years later. We're talking about 2012. They should have been in that thing 20 years ago when Lord was alive, well, and healthy and enjoying life. He should have enjoyed that moment. I remember watching it and thinking of that because his wife was there to accept the award with the rest of the band. And it's just one of those where you just kind of scratch your head and you just wish we would do things a better way. In 2014, guitarist Johnny Winter passed away at the age of 70. Beach Boys, in 62 on this date, they signed with Capitol Records. And here's a funny one. In 2007, the White Stripes played their shortest live show ever. It took place in Newfoundland, Canada, where Jack White played a single C-sharp note accompanied by a bass drum and a crash from a cymbal hit by Meg White. That's it. And they were done. Yeah. I don't know if that was the plan or they got pissed or whatever, but I know that I would be pissed if that would happen to me. I'm going to go see the White Stripes.
You know what that is? Remember how important it used to be to get in the Guinness Book of World Records? That's what it was about, right?
It must have been. Must have been.
You know, they wanted to be with the twins that were the heavy set guys on the motorcycles. You know, they wanted to be on, Guinness Book of World Records. That's all.
All right, if you're an AC/DC fan, they have launched a new video series celebrating the 40th anniversary of Back in Black. It was produced by Mutt Lange. The band's 7th record featured the debut of Brian Johnson, and it followed the tragic passing of Bon Scott. Delivered as a tribute to Scott, the project was introduced with the lead single, You Shook Me All Night Long, which is featured in the first episode of the group's The Story of Back in Black video series. Guitarists Angus and Malcolm Young discussed the song's riffs in a vintage interview. Johnson shares some insight into the track. I'd written the words and I went to sing it, he says. The boys weren't in, and I was singing. She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. She was the best damn woman that I've ever seen. And Mutt said, Brian, there's too many words in it. The producer suggested a much slower pace to the song's rhythm and lyrics, which Johnson attempted within an earshot of Malcolm, who shut down the whole idea on the spot. Back in Black remains the best-selling hard rock album in history, with estimated worldwide sales of 50 million that place it second on the all-time list behind Thriller. Okay? How about that?
Wow.
Did you know that?
Wow.
Back in Black is second to Thriller.
You know what I would have put there? The one that was 13 years in the top 500.
Oh, Wall. The Wall.
Oh, Dark Side.
Oh, Dark Side of the Moon. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's, yeah.
Yeah, but that was the rankings, not record sales. That's the difference right there. So
totally.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so last December, by the way, the Recording Industry of America certified the record 25 times platinum for shipment of 25 million copies in the U.S., where it sits 4th on the country's best-selling album list.
How many different Black and Blacks have you bought in your life?
I bought the album, I bought the cassette, and the CD. I never got to the 8-track. I was already.
I have the 8-track, bro.
I was
still.
I think I was already out of 8-tracks by then. I was into cassettes by then. I want to say
80. Well, it was 80, 81.
80,
I think. Yeah. That along with the Game. Rumors.
I had the Game. I had
all
the Game.
The Zeps.
I had the Game and Rumors on 8-track.
All the Zeps.
But I'm pretty sure Back in Black, I never got an 8-track.
It's a cassette, CD, and 8-track.
Let me give you a little news on Foster the People. If you're into Foster the People, they are. I love them. They're fantastic. Last week they released a single called "The Things We Do." It's their 3rd single of the year. They are now donating all the song's proceeds evenly across 4 different organizations fighting racial justice. I wrote this song last year unaware that the world was about to experience a major shift on all fronts, Mark Foster explained about the track when it was released. As I've done with a lot reflecting over the last few months, I feel a strong pull to pull out music to the times that we're living in. Music has always been a great comforter in my darkest hours. We are donating 100% of the proceeds of this song to 4 charities we have chosen to support our Black brothers and sisters fighting for a better world. 25% is going to Black Lives Matter International, 25% to the Bail Project, 25% to Rebuild Foundation, and 25% to the Underground Museum. The song, by the way, and the money it generates will go to these organizations forever as they continue to face new challenges with their evolving state of the world. It drops Friday. Excited to hear it. There you go. So if you want to check it out on Friday, you will be able to hear that song. And I think that's pretty cool on their part. Remember I was telling you how classic rock was streaming big in 2020, right? And how, well, hell, I just told you that Back in Black is second to Thriller. Okay, it's funny for the people that might pick on rock or whatever, and don't realize the greatness of rock. Listen to this stat. Okay, the Beatles, 50 years after their final studio album, are rock's only million-selling act in the first half of 2020. Okay? That album came out 50 years ago. 50 years later, in the first 6 months of 2020, they're number one. Factoring in modern metrics of album sales plus album equivalent units, which are via download songs and streaming, the group moved to 1,094,000 units from January through June. The top 5 list includes, and I told you before about Queen, Imagine Dragons, Fleetwood Mac, and Metallica, but I thought it was pretty cool that they were the only ones over 1 million. And it's, listen, 50 years from now, do you think Migos is even going to be known? They won't know the Migos like 2 years from now. Those guys won't even be a part of music. I'm just saying, you kind of look at the environment out there, and I look at this and I kind of laugh because 50 years later, the Beatles are still extremely relevant, and the kind of music that's being created now is such crap that it's not relevant 6 months from now, much less a year, 5 years, or 50 down the line. Just I found it interesting that 50 years later, the Beatles are still absolutely as dominant as they've ever been, which is just crazy to even think that could happen. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. Super Boom Shack says that is shocking because nobody buys music anymore. Yeah, well, maybe it's young people figuring out, wow, that's actually really good music, and maybe they're buying it. Renee says, if they don't have college football, how does that play out for the seniors and juniors that are draft eligible? Can they get drafted, or can they just repeat the year in 2021? No, they'll get drafted. They'll get drafted because they're not going to stick around. They're not there for schooling. That's the thing, Renee. They're not there at all to get an education, a lot of those football players. So the ones that got to get an education, of course, they're going to stay. But the draft-eligible players, they're gone. They're gone. That's why I said, I think it was last week, I said I would like to see them both delay to the spring. That way both play their seasons out and then plan on the draft in the summer, right before training camp, and then start training camp. And that's it. That's what I would do. Let college get their entire season in. Let the juniors and the seniors play it out so they can also, help their draft stock. The NFL, instead of the draft in April, do it more around late June, early July, and then start training camp. That's what you should do. Maybe early July, you have the draft. The week after, you have the young guys report, and you have that one mini camp that you have right after, and then you have then they take 2 weeks off, and then everybody reports in late July. Do something along those lines, because if pro football tries to play, which they're going to try because they're greedy, but they're going to try and they're going to fail probably, but they will try, and then that may set them completely back, and then that'll take them out of the mix. And if they do it now ahead of time, say, you know what, let's wait till next year. Let's hope for a vaccine, because playing on these conditions is only going to make it worse. Which, as we're watching, the country's getting worse. Why? Because people keep walking out without a mask. That's why. The Great Fear is chiming in on Super Chat. Thank you, Great Fear. Wow, he says, came to visit my parents in Miami, and now I have COVID. But I'm recovering. I'm curious. You always talk about these bands you love. Which ones do you think are overrated? Long live rock. Wow. But what are we talking about? you got to be a little bit more specific. What are you talking about is overrated? Like classic bands that might be overrated? God, it's a good one. I mean, but that's also subjective, dude, because, okay, put it this way. The Grateful Dead is considered like, gods for so many people, and I think they're all right. I like a couple of their songs, but I don't look at them like the Deadheads do, that they just die for those guys, and I don't see it. I just don't. Nice band, you know what I mean? But I don't, and that's subjective, because just because that doesn't mean I'm right. You know what I mean? Because the proof is in the pudding. Lots of people love them, and when they were around, the real Dead, there were people that were following them and constantly, all over them. So it all depends on. I think that's a subjective thing. Let me see if I can come up with a band that a lot of people should agree with me that they're overrated, and I feel they're overrated. I'm trying to think of one that just, man. NorCal comes in with Pearl Jam is way overrated. Same with Guns N' Roses. See, but that's where it's subjective. I can't agree with my man NorCal ever. I love both bands, so I can't ever do that. I think Guns N' Roses
It's not rock, but you know who's overrated?
Who?
I had all kinds of records and people. Spice Girls.
Okay, there you go. But he's asking
What a
rock. I'm trying to
joke.
think of something in rock that was overrated and that most people might be able to agree with me. Because the Grateful Dead one, Deadheads will never agree with me on that.
No. Oh.
Not even close.
They'll fight. They'll come down here and fight you about that,
they'll take it personal. Yeah, they'll take it personal. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Man, I'm trying to think of one. It's a great question, Great Fear. I'm trying to figure it out. There's got to be somebody that I think is overrated and got too much hype. I need time. I need time to think about this. Damn. I can't even figure it out right now. Damn. How about Janis Joplin's backing band? Oh, the company, what's it called? No, man, they were good, dude. I'm good with what is it, Janis Joplin, and what is it, the company? Now I'm brain farting. But yes, no, I would disagree with you there. That was a good band, and that was a great era of music with Janis. Trying to think. There's got to be a couple, and I don't know why I'm not even thinking of one. That's terrible. Man, you stumped me there. Dave Matthews Band is my biggest overrated band. They're a good band. I like Dave Matthews. He jams. I'm not a fanatic of his, but I like Dave Matthews. I probably won't agree with you on that one. Although I'm sure maybe there's some people out there that are driven crazy by Milli Vanilli. There you go, Pat in Nashville. Not a rock band, but definitely overrated. Big Brother and the Holding Company. Thank you. That's it. God, I'm trying to think of something that really was overrated in rock, and it got pub, and it got famous. I can't think of it right now, man. That sucks. I know there's a couple. I know there's a bunch, and I'm just like brain farting now.
I mean, and it can't be like a one-hit wonder, right?
No.
Because that's a flash in the pan, not a overrating.
Yeah, I think he says, you always talk about these bands you love. Which ones do you think are overrated? Long live rock. So it's got to be, it can't be a one-hit wonder is a one-hit wonder, so we can't really do much with that. Oh, man, that's a good one. Rat? I like Rat, Pat. Maybe you and I differ on that one, but I love Rat. Super
Out of the Cellar album,
Oasis,
Out of the Cellar album, there is not a bad song, and to have a perfect album, man,
Yeah.
there's so few of those that you can't. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, and they got a whole bunch of other songs that they had in different albums. I know what you're saying, that they have
Out of the Cellar stamps.
They have
that
one of the
you're
classic
amazing.
albums of all time. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, yeah. When you talk about 80s hair bands and rock, Out of the Cellar is one of the greatest albums of that era. It's not up for a discussion. That is a freaking amazing album. Wow. I keep trying to filter names in my head, and I can't come up with one at the moment.
All the ones that are popping in me are the L.A. Guns, the lessers that didn't, you know what I mean?
Right. They're not that big in the first place.
But they're not overrated because they kind of really didn't even they
are what they are.
Barely blipped on the radar, you know?
And I enjoy L.A. Guns, actually.
I know you do.
Yeah. But again,
they're one of the ones.
They're not highly rated or anything.
They were the end. They were supposed to be the next from Los Angeles, and this is when it shifted to Seattle and the grunge.
Yeah,
and
LA Guns was like a fringe band.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But you know what I mean.
No,
it was
totally.
like Guns N' Roses and
Right.
Metallica were like the last of that Whiskey A Go Go Los Angeles, and after that Nirvana and STP and all, it shifted to Seattle, and that was the rock.
Right.
Came from Seattle.
Yeah. Bon Jovi, I would go with new Bon Jovi, super overrated. Old Bon Jovi is not overrated. I got New Jersey, Slippery When Wet, the first one. I mean,
Like that? Take away the first two Linkin Parks. Everything post the first two Linkin Parks.
Somebody
is
put Linkin Park.
garbage.
You know what? Man of 1,005 Volts put Linkin Park. I would have to agree with that one. Linkin Park after Meteora and Hybrid Theory.
Because those two albums are like right out of the cellar.
They're great. They're great.
Every song.
They're
But
great.
everything post that.
Yeah.
Anything third album and it just not.
Mediocre.
Nothing.
Mediocre.
Nothing.
Mediocre. Linkin Park completely lost it after the second album. That might be the best one so far that's come up as Man of 1,005 Holds. Is Linkin. For me, at least, this is a really subjective type of, talking or subject. That is, this one is not. There's nobody's really
if
right
you
or
like your
wrong.
rock ballady and soft, you might like that third post album Linkin Park crap.
Right. Yes. Good point. No, it's true. It's true. Yeah. If I can think of one, maybe I'll mention it tomorrow or something on the show. If I can remember it today, I will. I'll try.
Look, as soon as we get off the air, they walk out to the car before you put on the YouTube channel, okay? On Sirius, you will come up with the band and run back and say, Bill, get us back on the air.
Probably. It's probably a good chance that I'll do that. Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of a band that at least got like some really good pub, and I thought they were overrated. That was tough. Clay Aiken, Kid Rock. You guys are a trip. Ted Nugent. No, I love Ted Nugent. Now, it's all old Ted Nugent. Any of the stuff that he's come up with the last 25 years is useless.
Yeah, because even the damn Yankee stuff.
Oh, no, it's
good.
Phenomenal.
I mean,
dude.
that was, you're talking
Phenomenal.
monster.
Phenomenal. That's an all-star band.
Yeah, man. That's where I actually caught my Ted Nugent guitar pick was at Sunrise Damn Yankees concert.
REO Speedwagon. Oh, he put something else. I'm an REO fan, man. I love REO, so I can. Poison. You know what? Some people might put Poison there. I like Poison too. I think they're all right. I don't know. Again, it's such a subjective one. Kenyon Drake, by the way, you know that he's looking for a long-term contract, and Drake this year is going to be paid $8.48 million. The Cardinals used a transition tag on the running back this season, and Ian Rappaport reported on Wednesday that Drake and the Cards weren't even close on a long-term deal. The deadline for the franchise players was passed already yesterday at 4 o'clock. Drake, by the way, a former Dolphin, says, I'm not too concerned about signing an extension currently. Drake wrote it in a tweet. That'll come in due time. Right now, I'm focused on every day getting in the best shape of my life to help this team play winning football. Everything else runs its course. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. He put out there. So I got to tell you something. When it comes to Kenyon Drake, and he's right on all of this, okay? But the main thing with Kenyon Drake is he hasn't proven it long enough. He doesn't have a complete season under his belt where he kicked ass from beginning to end. Durability has always been an issue for Kenyon Drake. Ability is not. Everybody knows he's super explosive, but he would break down often. And the Dolphins weren't ready to give him a long-term contract, and they weren't going to tag him either. Arizona did the smart thing in trading for him, because even if you only use him last year and this year and then get rid of him, you can draft another guy, you can get by, you'll be fine. But he does fit what they want to do because of the speed. And he can get a contract next year. Listen, $8.48 million is not a bad deal. When I'm looking at Derrick Henry and all he's done so far in his career, and he's getting only 12.5, 8.48 is not too bad for a guy that really hasn't done much in this league. He had a stretch with the Dolphins, and he had a stretch with Arizona, but he has yet to put any kind of a season together and has had several injuries throughout Alabama and some in the pros. So durability has also been a problem for Kenyon Drake. And that's what really this season is all about. It's a prove-it year for Kenyon Drake. And it's a really important year for him because as a player, you want to be in the right system. And while I'm not the biggest Cliff Kingsbury believer, I got to give him credit that he did a pretty damn good job last year with the young quarterback overall. And maybe he does have it offensively. We'll find out. But his scheme is perfect for Kenyon Drake. And the quarterback's talent complements what Kenyon Drake can do. So it makes a lot of sense. And for Kenyon Drake, of course, he wants to prove that he can get it done because he hasn't been able to prove it throughout a 16-game schedule. Now we're going to see if he's able to do it. And they got great weapons because remember they added one of the best receivers in DeAndre Hopkins to that offense to go with the other two guys that they have already. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this Arizona offense because they did a nice job last year. Ray Gurulong, we got to give you a little love because you gave us plenty, as always, on the Super Chat. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you, my brother, chiming in. Very nice. Great Fear says, Mr. Roboto sucks. That's why I have to say Styx is overrated. LOL. I mean, look, I get it. Mr. Roboto is unlike a lot of the Styx music, but the Styx music is so phenomenal that I can't bring him down just for that one. Super Boom Shack goes with the Go-Go's and the Bengals. You know what? I'm not going to go with overrated on either one either. I'm good with both bands. I can't complain about either. I think they're both really good. Hootie and the Blowfish. That's a good one. Not rock, but damn, that's overrated after one song. Yeah.
You know what?
I'm not a country guy, so I don't know how good he is in country, and he's gotten awards, I think, already in country and everything. He just got a divorce, too, or getting a divorce. But as a band, he only had one song. So, yeah, I can go with that one as an overrated. No doubt.
You know what's I'm thinking? I used to have this saying, one song covers the catalog. Maybe think of bands that have that same sound that covers, kind of like the way the guy from Men at Work, when he was in concert, and he jokes and he says, I had that song, and he plays the same riff. And then he says, I also had this song, and he plays the same riff. And I also had this one and that one, and he plays the same riff. Those bands that one song covers the catalog, that would be the bands to look for maybe here.
Yeah. Myron says, hey, Super Who is better? Let's see, Depeche Mode or The Cure? That's really tough, but I'm a little biased there, Myron. I'm going to go Cure. You know, but I'm biased because The Cure is one of my favorite bands. It's U2, it's Iron Maiden, The Cure, The Fix. That's my fearsome foursome right there. Those are like my four favorite bands of all time. Okay, I live, eat, and breathe those four bands. I will see them as many times as I can whenever they come in concert. I have some other bands, you know, Greta's Growing and all that, but You know, when it comes to The Cure, I'm a fanatic. And I've seen Depeche Mode several times. I love Depeche Mode. Anybody that tells me Depeche Mode is better than The Cure, I can't argue. Again, subjective. And Depeche Mode is so great that I can take the loss and say, hey, man, you know what? That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. And you know what? You might be right. But in my eyes, I got to go Cure first, then Depeche Mode. You know, that's it. How about you, Bill? Cure or Depeche Mode? You gotta pick one.
I'm gonna say we did this probably about 2 months ago. I would guess the same thing came up. You know what, man? Just by the ever so slightest, because of the concert, 245 consistently minimum to a 215, 220. They're both great live. The Cure gets it.
Okay.
And it's just because of that. Not to say Depeche isn't great live. They are amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can remember us just a few weeks ago from today.
Yeah.
Depeche was live, blah, and I was even watching it while I was podcasting stuff sitting here, and you were listening to it on the way home because Depeche is awesome live. But
right.
We've seen enough of them. I want to say, not as much as you, obviously, but I mean, The Cure, I think I'm at number 5 or 6, and Depeche is about the same number. The Cure shows up, man, minimum 245, minimum going in. And Depeche will give you a solid 220, okay? Mm-hmm. So just because of that little extra effort, and you know how I'm about that.
Right.
Are you doing the non-cookie cutter, giving them 2 hours or an hour and 45, you know what I mean?
Right.
Give me 220, give me 230, give me anything like that. Carlos Santana, you know? The guy will throw up an Acme pop-up tent and just keep playing as long as the crowd cheers. And the guy will be there for 3.5 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
That extra effort, man, you got to love those bands.
No,
The Cure gets it by a neck, okay?
Because you guys there's a couple people here. Ray says, Styx jumped the shark with Mr. Roboto, but overall their catalog is top-notch. The Mr. Roboto jumped the shark. I agree. But Don't Let It End in that same album is a phenomenal ballad. I mean, if you like Lady, and if you like, give me another.
Come
Sail Away. If you like some of their other ballads, Don't Let It End is a great song. Heavy Metal Poisoning is also a really good song in that album. So there's a couple of songs in there that aren't too bad. I think High Time might be another one that might be all right. So there's a couple of songs in that album that I would like say, hey, you know what? It's that's not too bad, you know. But I get it that the Mr. Roboto went a little overboard, and I'm with Ray. The catalog is Hall of Fame, bro. Styx catalog is sick, you know, from The Grand Illusion and Snowblind and you name it.
They're one of those bands that
Paradise
if you're not
Theater. Oh my God, it just.
Oh right. They're one of those bands that you go to the concert and you don't think about it and you start hearing song after song. You're like, mega these guys have
Renegade
20, 25, 30 songs. Just
mega hit after mega hit after mega hit. Styx's catalog is just phenomenal. And look, I love Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship, right? I hate We Built This City. I do. I hate We Built This City. Can't stand it. But they have all these other songs that I love from Starship. And obviously, Airplane was amazing. It's like Billy Joel. I love Billy Joel. I cannot listen to We Didn't Start the Fire. Every time I go to a Billy Joel concert, I don't buy the concert shirt until the song, I crap you not. Did you see that live? Did you see me do it once?
That's your line avoider at the T-shirts?
Yes. I buy my Billy Joel shirt at his concert during the song We Didn't Start the Fire. Anybody that's gone with me, my wife knows, like when that song starts, I can't listen to it on radio. It comes on, I turn it right off.
So Big O likes rap, but not Billy Joel rap.
Oh, no, Billy Joel's rap sucks.
Kind of Johnny Ray, but
oh, my Lord. I can't stand that song. I hate that song. With a passion, I hate that song. We Built the City is the other song. Can't stand it. Can't listen to it, won't listen to it, despise it.
How about Uptown Girl?
I'm fine with Uptown Girl.
You're
It's
okay
not,
with it.
It's not the greatest thing in the world, but We Didn't Start the Fire to me is an annoying song.
It's no Glass Houses or any of those classic.
No, please. Big O, do you like Paramore? I don't know enough of them. I've heard a few things of Paramore. I don't know enough about them to make an opinion one way or the other. That's my problem with Paramore. I'm not educated enough in Paramore music.
The girl's done some solo stuff with Zed, and yeah, she's pretty talented.
It doesn't sound bad, I'll tell you that. But I don't know enough of them to make have a solid opinion on them. Ray says Jane. Yes, that's my favorite Starship song, Jane. Love that song. I can play Jane in a loop. Like from here to the house, I can play it like 86 times. Right when it ends, rewind, boom, hit the rewind, start it all over again. Love that song. Jane, I can hear forever, man. What about Piano Man? Come on, Alex Diaz. You know Piano Man's one of the greatest songs of all time. But he says, oh, that's a classic. We Didn't Start the Fire. I can't stand it, bro. Super Boom Shack says Snowblind is a great Styx song. Amen, dude. Amen.
That's probably my favorite.
It's a great song, bro. Yep. Most New York rock and roll music is different, putting it nicely. What? What does that mean, Flipper 13? Most New York rock and roll music is different, putting it nicely. I don't know what that means. Evanescence? Oh, no, Alex, I'm a huge Evanescence fan. Love her. What's her name? Now I'm forgetting this lady's name who's so freaking talented. God, she's got a great voice. I can listen to her sing anything, man. Evanescence is awesome. So I used to dislike Kiss until I saw them live. They put on a kick-ass show, so now I get it. However, Goo Goo Dolls are consistently bad, plus they remind me of my ex. I like the Goo Goo Dolls, so I can't. Yeah, and I know he's a Goo Goo Dolls fan too, so I can't. I've seen the Goo Goo Dolls 3 times, I think, and I enjoy their concerts every time, man. So
I got a lot of songs.
Yeah,
They're
man.
another one that, man, you go to the concert and you just, wow, they got a nice catalog.
Now, I will admit, it's a chick band, okay? I will admit that you'll see a lot of women at a Goo Goo Dolls concert, okay? My wife,
and you're married.
Every time I go to the Goo Goo Dolls concert, I take my wife because she loves the Goo Goo Dolls. I've seen the Goo Goo Dolls with Young the Giant, which I love. I'm a huge Young the Giant fan. I saw them. I saw the Goo Goo Dolls with. Oh man, I'm trying to remember those 2 bands. It was because I'm already picturing it at Bayfront, and now I'm brain farting the 2 bands that were with them. But I've seen them like 3 times. I saw them also. Oh, I saw them with. I saw them at Pompano Beach Amphitheater, and they were the Jim Blossoms opened up. That was, right? Hell of a concert. One was Young the Giant. The other one was Jim Blossoms. And then the other time I saw them, it was 2 bands, and I'm trying to remember the damn band's names now, and I'm brain farting now.
I haven't seen them forever, but saw them open up with that Boy Named Goo.
Right.
For Sheryl Crow.
That's an excellent album.
No, that thing, I love that album.
That album is excellent, dude.
Amy
Lee, thank you. Amy Lee is Evanescence singer. Thank you.
A bunch of songs
So
from
talented.
the movie Twister.
Yes.
Boy Named Goo.
Yeah. No, it's an excellent
Most people
album.
only think of the song name.
No, that album is excellent. If you listen to that album, you will love that album. Breaking Benjamin and Five Finger Death Punch are my favorite new bands. I know they're not new, but they are to me. I love Goo Goo Dolls. Robert Ritchie, I'm with you, bro. I had never seen Breaking Benjamins until I saw them at Rockville, and they were really good. I knew about Five Finger Death Punch, never saw them live until I saw them at Rockville. They're actually, I got to tell you, Five Finger Death Punch live, that's a really fun band to watch. Okay? So I'm with you, man. Breaking Benjamin, really good band, and Five Finger Death Punch,
I haven't
Super
seen
entertaining.
him, but like I got turned on to him, and like one of those where
Five Finger?
you go song, and it's like, God, I've heard 12 songs and I like them all.
You've heard Breaking Benjamin?
Yeah, of
They're
course.
good.
Come on, man.
They're good.
Of course.
They're really good. I like those. I'm with you, Robert Ritchie.
The
I like both those bands.
the IG girl that we had, she was a big Breaking Benjamin.
Yes, you're right. It wasn't Mel, right? Was it Mel G? It was Mel G.
Yeah, man. It was her.
Mel G.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I remember she lit up when I played, because she mentioned it in the next coming back. I played it and she was like, "Oh."
Guys, if you want one of the best follows on Instagram, I promise you, Mel G Fit. MELG Fit. And I just want
It's
to.
not human.
Yeah.
It's.
I just want to
Oh.
tell you, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I just want to say again, you're welcome. Because every time you go to her Instagram, you're going to go, oh, wow, thank you. Okay? So when we were doing a regular talk show, we had Mel on a couple times. And you know what? I should ask her to come on by and join us one day. Because definitely, since we're on camera, you will definitely enjoy it. That's all I can tell you. Fear Inoculum. Tool. Okay, out 2019. Top 3 songs. Yes, the new Tool album is excellent. I'm with you. I just want to see them now in concert. I've never seen Tool live. That's my next thing. I got to see Tool live. I gradually became a Tool fan because of, and I know that NorCal loves them, but one of my older producers back in 640, he turned me on to them. And since then, I've listened to Tool and become a fan. So there you go.
I'm with you. That's one that I haven't seen.
No?
And it's kind of like a must. And you know what? I don't want to. You remember we were talking about going and seeing Linkin Park. Linkin Park, you never saw him. And that's really piss poor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous that we didn't. Tool is one we definitely have to see, bro.
Matthew Walker, my brother. Wow. Damn, dude. Prayers, man. My uncle is dying, everyone. Please be safe so we can end COVID-19. That is terrible, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, Matthew, man. Prayers to you and your family. Do we have hope at least? Is the COVID taken over so badly that he's, man, I hope that's not the case. Matthew, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Wow. That is, man,
You know what's weird?
heartbreaking.
You hear the something like this, and it just really pisses me off. The people that are saying, "Oh, it's this is hyped," and it's like, man, you know what?
Tell the people that are losing, losing family members. Some guy,
So sorry,
some
man.
guy,
Prayers,
some,
brother.
some guy on Twitter was, he's giving me percentage, and I go, dude, are you seriously putting a percentage point on what the amount of people are dying compared to the population? That's disgusting. We have people that are dying for no reason because we allow a pandemic to explode in our country. If we would have controlled it like Europe and brought it all the way down, we're going to save hundreds and thousands of lives. What, are we headed for another 1,000 today? It's probably what we're doing.
I would venture to guess, man.
I mean, that's how bad it is that we're headed for another 1,000 deaths. I mean, this is ridiculous, dude. It gets to a point where we have 32,222 cases and 382 dead right now. Okay, and we have and us, the morons in Florida, we have 156 of those deaths. 13,965 cases, almost 14,000 cases for the state of Florida today. And it's just gross, dude. Okay, how ridiculously irresponsible we are.
That's the thing. That,
Matthew, our prayers, man, to you and your family, and I hope
Yes.
your uncle is able to bounce back. He says, no, there is not much we can do. Oh, man. Wow. It's just terrible. I've been in that position, my brother. I watched my dad deteriorate and die in front of me, and it's the worst. It's the memory that I try to eliminate from my mind as much as possible. That is the worst thing about living and watching somebody die slowly in front of you, because that memory lasts forever. And it's one that you try to get rid of. And, you know, I spend my time that when I remember my dad, and I do it every day, I try to remember all the good things that we did and the great times we had and the times we laughed and all that. I try to forget the last year of his life, which was just suffering and deteriorating and all that. And so I know how that is. And it's almost like if you lose somebody, you'd almost rather lose them out of the blue, and that's it. Because at least it's here today, gone tomorrow, and then that's it. But when you watch somebody deteriorate, and with COVID, you can't even watch them deteriorate. But I was obviously, sadly.
I remember you when I asked, I wanted to see your dad. You wouldn't even let me go.
Yeah, no, of course.
You told me no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you know, that was.
My dad didn't want anybody to see him.
Yeah.
Not in that state. So it was just one of those where, Matthew, I'm with you, my brother. Prayers.
The thing that
for you and your family, man.
If we were more responsible and stuff, man, it's like some of these deaths would have been avoidable, man.
A lot of them.
Right. That's the thing.
If we're at where Europe is at, then you know.
Right. How many thousands?
100 people are dying a day instead. You know what I mean?
We easily could have said. I mean, would you maybe cut it in half? We're at 137,000.
We were at half a couple months ago when we brought it down.
Right.
300, 400, 500. Now we're into the 700, 800s of thousands now. Now we're hitting 1,000. We were hitting the 700, 800 club, 900. Now we hit 1,000 yesterday, 1,001. It's like, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Let's thank our super chatters, Robert Triana, Clee Torres, The Great Fear, Ray Grulong. As always, we appreciate all of you out there for always supporting our show, however you support our show, listening on the podcast at any time during the day or night, any part of the world that you're at, and thank you.
What the hell?
Super chat.
That took guts. We need guts.
I told you I can totally super chat.
So you think you got what it takes?
You have no skills.
This is permanent.
Good job.
I'm promoting you.
You got a lot of problems, don't you? Take pride in that.
So we thank our super chatters as always. You guys are absolutely awesome. We thank all the folks on the chat board watching. Even if you didn't chat, we love you for it as always. Downloading anytime. Bill and Philippe as always on video and audio, getting it done. Always love that.
You know, yesterday you're failing, man.
Why?
Yesterday you closed the show with an hour and 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Today it's only 55 in a row, man.
Wow.
Only 55.
I didn't
You're slipping, brother.
I didn't even realize I did a straight hour now.
Well, I let you go because we had to hit the 45-minute mark to keep that standard. You've established this. So, hey, you're the one that did this to you, okay?
Well, there you go. There you go. All right, folks. We will catch you tomorrow. We'll be at Craig's Inn, Acura, Pembroke Pines. We'll be on at 11 a.m., rocking and rolling, having some fun. You all be good out there. Be blessed. Be safe. Wear your mask. Let's bring this thing down so we can get our lives back. Be good.
Stay safe, folks.
Matthew, prayers, Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew. Everybody, stay safe, please.